Black technology, building a lightsaber starting from a graduation project. Greetings, fellow multiversal adventurers. It's an honor to have you back in this saga that has us all hooked. Official channel statement: this story is 100% epic fiction, so please don't attempt real magic. The results aren't guaranteed and insurance won't cover it. The rights to this masterpiece belong entirely to its brilliant original author. We are just a barge sharing it with you. Do you want to keep being part of this amazing community? Join our ninja army of subscribers on YouTube and give this content a like. And for true fans, our Patreon has exclusive ninjutsu waiting for you. Chapter 1: Black Technology Unlock. December. The weather in Xinjiang ushered in a rare sunny day, and the cold wind was not unbearable. Ding ding ding. At the end of the annual postgraduate preliminary exam, a large group of test preparers poured out from Star City University. After preparing for the exam for so long, I can finally relax. People around me are discussing the rare weather and where to relax. Hey, the weather is good today. I've been preparing for the exam for a few months. Xu Teng is going to relax together at night. The roommate greeted Xu Teng, who was in a daze on the side of the road. The tired, deep-eyed man next to him waved his hand. Forget it, you can go. I have to go back and prepare a finished project. That's alright. Tell me, you must know how to combine work and rest. Xu Teng smiled and said nothing in the direction that everyone was heading towards the entertainment venue. Xu Teng became the only one who went against the current, muttering as he walked, the lightsaber experiment can enter the next stage. The material has been resolved to withstand the impact of plasma energy. From the theory given by the system, it can confine the plasma to form the sword body. It's a bit difficult to form the shape of the sword body. If you don't pay attention, you may lose control. You have to be extra careful. In the eyes of his roommates, Xu Teng is an oddball. I don't play games, I don't like watching entertainment news, and I don't even watch TV dramas. The greatest joy every day is to pay attention to the latest scientific research results published by various authoritative newspapers and periodicals, dozens of pages of English reports, various experimental procedures, and even the most rigorous experimental data. Xu Teng read every word and word carefully. At that time, I was stunned by Xu Teng's roommate who was standing next to him. I thought that he finally got enlightened and learned to read novels. Who knows? It is the most rigorous experimental data. Everyone is thinking, with such a rigorous attitude of Xu Teng, why did he come to such a small second book of Star City University as your roommates? We are really stressed in this regard, Xu Teng simply explained. Food poisoning, missing a comprehensive science. The expression of the roommate at that time was very wonderful. Guys, we came here because we did our best and you came here because your performance was restricted, and only 3 achievements allowed you to play. The gap between people can be so big. Before night, the roommate started the emo, and since then, no roommate has ever asked Xu Teng what he was doing. Don't ask, just asking is a life blow. Clap la la. He washed his face with cold water in his hands. The cold water stimulated Xu Teng's nerves and made him wake up a little, looking at the haggard figure in the mirror. Xu Teng sighed. It's good to do scientific research, but it's a little tired. Star City University is just 1 and 2 different from the heavy books and top universities. The ranking of achievements and the ranking of various scholarships reflect the human touch everywhere. Xu Teng is not good at dealing with relationships. Therefore, the highest grade of scholarship will never concern him. Now that he is a senior, he is not on the list of BOI, and he once asked the teacher, and the teacher's answer was extremely fair. Judging from the ranking of grades and scholarships, you are not so good. It was so perfect that Xu Teng didn't know how to answer. The time for the postgraduate entrance examination is approaching, and the final project has also been put on the agenda, and there are more and more topics to discuss. Work with the roommates in the dormitory compared with working outside. Xu Teng prefers scientific research to take the road of scientific research. You must first be admitted to graduate school. At this moment, a voice came out of my mind. Ding. The black technology system is binding the host. 30%, 50%, 100%. The binding is successful, and the first black technology is unlocked. Lightsaber. The drawings have been issued. The host pays attention to check them. System. Black technology? Xu Teng was bewildered by this series of voices, and immediately wondered if his roommate was deliberately playing tricks on him. Although he pays little attention to entertainment news, but I really hope to pay attention to some future technology movies, because the future technology products described in the movies can bring inspiration to people. The lightsaber, as a weapon in the Star Wars series of movies, can be regarded as everyone knows from the appearance of the weapon. It is a cold weapon, but the lightsaber is different from the traditional cold weapon. The lightsaber in the activated state can cut almost anything from soldiers' armor to blast doors, even today's tanks and fighter jets. As long as the lightsabers are given a chance to activate, they will definitely be hit hard and eventually become a pile of waste. Just such a thing that only exists in movies. You and I said it had drawings released. Xu Teng is absolutely unbelievable, but when I looked back, I realized that my roommate had already left. He was the only one in the bedroom, so this is not a joke. Just as Xu Teng was stunned for a moment, a large amount of drawing information was transmitted to Xu Teng's mind. The materials of the lightsaber, the excitation state of the lightsaber, how to constrain the plasma into the shape of the sword. At this moment, Xu Teng finally no longer doubted. This is real, a complete recovery from a state of amazement to a state of sluggishness, and finally ecstasy, the weapon of the future technology. There are blueprints for him now, and judging from the drawings, even with the current level of technology, it can still be completed if nothing else. This is a lightsaber. It is the dream of many men to have it. Moreover, from the description given by the Black Technology System, as long as the manufacture of the lightsaber is completed, there will be new Black technology unlocked. If a piece of Black technology products that only exist in movies can become a reality, it is a dream of many people who love scientific research. At this moment, the group news in the class rang. I love the big watermelon. All the topics that are set for completion are down. Everyone can choose and pay attention to contact the teacher. After careful browsing, Xu Teng found that there is a research on high-temperature resistant materials, which is a perfect proposition for lightsabers. Materials that can be made of plasma confinement must be able to withstand high temperatures. So Xu Teng and I love big watermelon chatted privately. Squad leader, if Bishe does a good job, will it be helpful for the postgraduate entrance examination? I asked about it just now, and the teacher said that it will really help, and it can give extra points to the impression. I don't know much about other things. You can go online and ask. Thank you, Captain. Fine. After closing I love big watermelon's private chat, Xu Teng opened the question site and asked questions. I chose a high temperature resistant graduation project. If I can develop a lightsaber, can I win an excellent graduation thesis? It will help me in the future postgraduate entrance examination. It didn't take long for more answers to follow the questions. Fuck, is the subject serious? Is that the lightsaber I thought of in my mind? 666. The compulsion to surf the internet is so high now. Teacher, what are you doing, classmate? I just want you to make a high temperature resistant final project. Subject, lightsabers are high temperature resistant. Yes, everyone upstairs is serious. If the subject owner can really study a lightsaber, let alone an excellent completion, let alone a postgraduate entrance examination, I am afraid that the university professors will come to meet you in person and ask you to enroll. What are you talking about, my dear academician? Hand funny. Chapter 2. Am I worthy? So, from a month since the question was posted, Xu Teng's life has become 2 points in one line, either reading books in the dormitory and reviewing the materials for postgraduate entrance examinations, or preparing for the finished project in the laboratory. Fortunately, in the past 4 years, Xu Teng studied hard and did not take up much time for the postgraduate review. Pen Fun Library most of the time is mainly in the laboratory. In this month's time, the lightsaber experiment has finally entered the next stage. Next, only the problem of constraining the plasma shape needs to be solved. A lightsaber that only exists in movies can become a reality. Jingle bell. Xu Teng turned to look at the note on the phone. Mom hesitated and answered, Son, what about the first try today? It's okay, the question isn't too difficult. I heard that more and more college students are graduating now, and many even better schools can't find a good job. You must work hard, otherwise, in the future, it will be hard to even find love. I know, yes. You can rest assured, I will definitely work hard for this postgraduate entrance examination. After hanging up the phone, Xu Teng sighed slightly. When he was taking the college entrance examination that year, because his parents were on business trips abroad, in order to save time, Xu Teng found a nearby store for dinner. Who knows that there is a problem with the ingredients, and I have food poisoning. Just after eating, the boss's face turned green with fright on the spot, and he immediately called an ambulance. When Xu Teng woke up again, it was already late at night, so he missed the comprehensive science exam in the afternoon. After the grades were released, the family advised Xu Teng to repeat the studies, and the grades in the 3 subjects were only enough for 1 or 2 in another year. The college entrance examination results will definitely be higher than this year, so Xu Teng will have a higher starting point. But Xu Teng refused. What he thought at the time was, even an ordinary second book, He could enter a better school through hard work. Who knows? The list of Baoyan makes Xu Teng fully understand the difficulty of life. So, if I can successfully make a lightsaber this time, I will definitely be rewarded with an excellent design. While flipping through the sorted papers, Xu Teng muttered to himself, the black technology system will only provide a series of drawings and theoretical knowledge. More like a solution. The real thing still needs to be verified by yourself. The document of the lightsaber information in front of you is Xu Teng one word by word for various problems encountered in the experiment. He provided corresponding experimental data to verify the solution process. After finding the email address provided by the dissertation teacher, Xu Teng sent the entire document. Zhang Ying is a disciple of Zheng Ying, a well-known temperature control material scholar in China. They only accepted 2 people and Zheng Ying in that session. Zheng Ying once said, "I usually have to do experiments, so I don't have so much energy to teach too many people." When others are apprentices under your sect, they naturally want to learn real things. For those who really want to learn, of course I don't dare to teach casually. 2 people are just right. In the 3 years that Zhang Ying followed Zhang Ying, he gained the most. Not only the knowledge learned, but also the academic attitude towards students in the future is exactly the same as Zhang Ying in Star City University. A teacher who is known for his sternness is a graduate teacher, and students rarely choose this teacher. Everyone wants to pass the final project easily, rather than the paper being revised again and again late at night. After finishing work, Zhang Ying opened the list sent by the monitor. The other graduate teachers have 3 or 4 students, and they have only one name, Xu Teng. Xu Teng. Zhang Ying has a little impression of this student. He never misses class, and he is always serious in class. Others were either sleeping or playing games in class, but he was the only one who took a notebook and took notes seriously from the beginning to the end of the class. Ding dong, you have new mail. Zhang Ying opened the mailbox and found that it happened to be sent by Xu Teng. It should be communicated with me about the general framework first. When Zhang Ying clicked to open the mailbox, she was stunned when she saw the title of the paper inside, on the importance of high-temperature materials for the manufacture of lightsabers. High-temperature material, lightsaber. Hello, I'm just giving you a topic on high-temperature materials. How can you think of lightsabers also? Is the lightsaber you're talking about the lightsaber I'm thinking of? At this second, Zhang Ying deeply doubted whether her topic was not clearly expressed. This made the students who chose this topic wonder why high-temperature materials could be associated with lightsabers. Although Zhang Ying rarely watches entertainment news, he has heard a little about the future high-tech in the movies, especially the lightsaber. Only with such a shining sword, I have to say, you will be the world's most handsome boy for a long time. Zhang Ying secretly swore that he would make a lightsaber when he grew up. At the moment he became Zhang Ying's disciple, he knew it was impossible. The confinement of the plasma will excite a lot of heat. Not to mention other things, it is impossible to find a material that can withstand the heat at this stage. At least in his eyes, it was absolutely impossible. Bullshit, just bullshit. Zhang Ying is a little angry. I just let you finish the design. As a result, you treat me like a fool. Xu Teng, right, I remember you. Although Zhang Ying was angry, in the 3 years he followed Zhang Ying, he had learned that for any paper, read it first before making a decision, because from the perspective of the development of the history of science, many major theories have been discovered in this way, so that the current scientific and technological development system can be continuously improved. Lightsaber. I think my dream was to make one. After opening the document and flipping through a few pages, Zhang Ying began to get serious, because from the data in Xu Teng's documentation, everything is possible. The contempt of the heart began to be put away. Zhang Ying took out the paper and pen to verify. Can the material still be verified in this way? I didn't expect that this method can indeed be realized. The constraints of plasma can be converted into this kind of problem. This guy's data is so rigorous that I can't see any loopholes at all. After 4 years of university, many people are not serious about studying. This also means that if a paper is to be faked, in the eyes of Mr. Bishe, there will be serious deviations in the data. And the bull's head is wrong. At a glance you can see that key information is wrong from the document sent by Xu Teng. The experimental data is clear, and the logic of the theory before and after is completely consistent. Even the difficulties encountered during the experiment and what kind of thinking to solve are clearly expressed. Zhang Ying also went to the internet to check the paper, but the result was blank. This means that all the experimental methods and ideas in the paper are created by Xu Teng. He hadn't heard of many of them, and he couldn't even understand some of the data that had already been released. I'm Zhang Ying's disciple. At this moment, Zhang Yingman had a question in his mind. Am I really Zhang Ying's disciple? Am I worthy? Chapter 3 Lightsaber really works. Zhang Ying fell into deep suspicion. Obviously it is a completed project for the students, but it can only be seen from the conclusions on the thesis. The students of Mr. Zhang Ying, a famous scholar of mine, could not understand the graduation thesis of their own students. It's not because he faked the data, but because it's too advanced, and some formulas and ideas I can't even think of. Is this a genius? It turns out that this desperation I have left teacher Zhang Ying for so long will still be experienced in my own students. Zhang Ying, who was always proud and complacent when she was doing academic work with teacher Zhang Ying, was severely crushed by her talented senior sister at that time. He realized that there is such a big gap between mortals and geniuses. Later, the job was transferred and I came to Star City University. The ordinary 2 books made him feel that this is the most real level in the world can result. Teacher Zhang Ying, who claims to be the most rigorous academically, was defeated by a graduation thesis tonight. No, I must pass it on to my teacher. The teacher will be able to see clearly the difficulties. After Zhang Ying woke up, he figured out the value of this paper. If all academic problems can be confirmed in the teacher, that shows that the value of this paper is enormous. Even if the lightsaber cannot be built in the end, the high temperature resistant materials and the idea of confining the plasma mentioned in the paper have high economic value. Behind each high temperature resistant materials can be used in aerospace, various weapons and equipment, as well as tanks, submarines, and the confinement plasma should have. Let alone thinking of this, Zhang Ying was completely excited. No. If you send an email, the teacher may not be able to see it right away. The most important thing is to call to notify. Looking at the time, it was already 3 in the morning. It's so late. In order to verify some data on the paper, Zhang Ying spent a lot of scratch paper, and a few hours passed without paying attention. Gritting his teeth, Zhang Ying decided to call after sending the email because the teacher said it. Scientific research is timeless. If there are major experimental results, you must notify them immediately. Beep. 20 seconds later, the call was connected. Teacher, I just found a paper of great value, which has been sent by email. Here it is. I hope the teacher can take a look. Okay, I'll take a look now. Trouble teacher, sorry for disturbing you late at night. Zhang Ying knew the character of her students. Zhang Ying, a conscientious student who makes up for it by diligence compared to those true geniuses. This is also the reason why Zhang Ying was willing to accept Zhang Ying as a student. Looking at the time, it was past 3 o'clock. If it's not something very important, he won't disturb my rest. As Zhang Ying knows, Zhang Ying is a well-known domestic researcher of high-temperature materials, and a large part of domestic aerospace materials are researched by him in the scientific research circle. He is a veritable top scholar and the leader of the Long Institute of Metal Research is a top scholar. He is most concerned about the progress of domestic scientific research, and many scientific research projects are based on him as the initiator. Although famous, Zhang Ying is very kind in life. Whether it is a genius or a hard-working student, he has always treated him with the same attitude. Pen Fun Library. Therefore, it is difficult for ordinary papers to enter his eyes. It is the first time that students are called to read papers at 3 o'clock in the middle of the night. Let me see what kind of research you have. When I clicked on the email sent by the students, a huge headline appeared in front of my eyes, on the importance of high-temperature materials for the manufacture of lightsabers. Zhang Ying was stunned for a while, wondering if she was wrong because he remembered that when Zhang Yingang came under his door, the first question he asked was, Teacher, if I study hard, can I make a lightsaber? That was the first time he had heard of lightsabers. Later, I did a special search and found that the lightsaber is a fantasy weapon from the famous series of movies. Although it is a cold weapon, it is the top cold weapon in the entire universe. Zhang Ying didn't hide him, just let him learn it seriously. Later, Zhang Ying never asked again, but he knew from his lost face that this young man finally recognized himself and the reality, and now in front of him is just such a paper about lightsabers. Let's see. Zhang Ying didn't have the guts to find a pheasant paper at 3 in the morning to fool himself. Turning down a page, Zhang Ying's face became serious. Hey, it seems, it's not nonsense. Again turning down a few pages, I found that a data proposed in the paper is exactly the ultra high temperature problem faced by aerospace materials in the new era. At this stage, if Zhang Ying hadn't known that his student Zhang Ying was honest and serious, he would have begun to wonder if someone had leaked the latest technological progress. This problem is really difficult to solve. Judging from the experimental data, the problems we face are almost the same as ours. Before he could finish speaking, Zhang Ying was stunned because the next page is exactly the idea to solve this problem and the latest experimental data in the appendix. Zhang Ying's eyes widened, and he read it again carefully. Yes, this is the problem. but the ideas in the paper are completely opposite to ours. Is this really possible? The farther the researcher goes, the higher the position, and the angle of view of the problem is based on science. The first thought that popped up was impossible because of this idea. A member of Zhang Ying's team also proposed it, and even tried to solve it, but half a month later, the facts told him that it would not work. Could it be data fraud? No, I have to do the math. The original drowsiness has completely left, and Zhang Ying is now full of thoughts on whether this idea is feasible. With more and more scratch paper, the data of the check calculation gets closer and closer until the final answer appears. Zhang Ying was stunned. Because of this idea, it is completely feasible to prove theoretically. He didn't know why the students in that team didn't figure it out, but the final result wouldn't lie. So this method can indeed be used to study the problem of ultra-high temperature resistant materials. Isn't that? A lightsaber is also feasible. After a short period of brain confusion, Zhang Ying fell into huge joy because this paper not only solves the research problem of ultra-high temperature resistant materials, it also illustrates how to control the plasma and turn its unstable state into a rechargeable state. The plasma is directly linked to the nuclear fusion project. If all this proves to be feasible, that proves that this paper can further improve the technological level of Longuo. The economic and technological value behind it is simply immeasurable. Zhang Ying, you have found a huge treasure. Chapter 4: Epoch Making Level. At this time, Zhang Ying did not know how much shock the paper he discovered would bring to the country. The email was sent past 3 o'clock, and it is past 7 o'clock now. The teacher still did not reply to the message, and this anomaly has largely proved the authenticity of the conclusion of the paper. Could it be that the teacher fell asleep at once? After all, Zhang Ying, who is in her 60s, is not as good as before. Jingle bell. Zhang Ying's cell phone rang directly, and when he saw the note, the teacher called. Teacher. As soon as Zhang Ying said these words, he heard Zhang Ying's eager voice. Where did your paper come from? Is it a foreign scientific journal? When Zhang Ying realized the value of the paper, he also began to guess the identity of the first author from the signature. It can be seen that it is a Chinese name, Xu Teng. He recalled that no one he knew was named Xu Teng. Is it Chinese? If this is the case, then the author is abroad. If foreign researchers find out, Xu Teng will not be able to return to Qin. It seems that the research of this paper is indeed real. Otherwise the teacher would not be so excited. But on second thought, this is a graduation thesis. The world of genius is indeed so terrifying. Zhang Ying replied in a complicated tone. Teacher, this paper was not published in a foreign journal, but written by one of my students. Oh, it's better if it's not a foreign journal. Wait, something doesn't seem right. Zhang Ying was stunned for a while, and asked with a little bit of confidence. You just said that one of your students wrote it? Yes. Teacher, I remember. You seem to be taking undergraduates. The teacher remembers correctly. This thesis is the student's graduation thesis. The atmosphere fell into an eerie silence. Advanced thinking logic, accurate experimental data. I believe you said that this paper was published by the foreign authoritative journal Science. I even thought about how to contact the country to rob people, but now you tell me that it is your student, my disciple and grandson. An undergraduate thesis are undergraduate dissertations so advanced these days. No, the students I brought a few days ago were still complaining, and reading the undergraduate thesis was simply indescribable. So not me. The problem is that this student is simply a genius. A genius born specifically for scientific research. The older generation of researchers hope that Longuo can produce a new generation of scientific research leaders. For a time, Zhang Ying choked up. Zhang Ying, this student must be retained. I will call someone in a few days. Oh no, I will come over in person at that time. The plasma issue in this paper is related to nuclear fusion. It is not my major. Understand, I'll send it to them later to see if it's really possible in theory. And, this paper, you must keep it well, and you must not leak it out. Teacher, don't worry, I will definitely do it well. Zhang Ying knows the teacher's character, and is often calm. It was the first time he had seen the teacher say so much. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Ying directly contacted the high-level people, Longuo Metal Research Institute and Longuo Academy of Sciences, which are one of the several major scientific institutes. The leaders of each discipline have an extraordinary position. When major results are researched, they can directly apply for a meeting to discuss the importance of the experimental results. Old Zhang, are you sure you need to call the heads of the major research institutes now to take the lead? Yes, this paper is worth it. Hearing Zhang Ying's firm answer, he immediately picked up the walkie-talkie and issued an order. Just do as Zhang Lao said, and hold a meeting within a child. Receive. An hour later, at the Longuo Academy of Sciences, several plainly dressed old men walked in. What's going on at this meeting? I'm doing an experiment in the laboratory, and I received an order to come over quickly. Me too. It's never been so urgent. Old Lee, you know what's going on. I heard it was because of a paper. A paper? The old man who asked the question was stunned. The meetings convened urgently by several academies of sciences have always been to discuss the research of major results. The specific point is to discuss the scientific and technological achievements of the research, and to determine the general direction of the next research at the meeting. But this time, because of a paper, what kind of paper would have this charm? The old people present all understand that the paper only provides theoretical data, and scientific experiments are never perfect and consistent with the theory. There will be deviations in the process of the experiment, and even the experiment will go in another direction. Hey, Lao Fang, have you read it yet? It's just my turn. Only then did everyone notice Fang Yi's abnormality. People who do scientific research are all temperamental people. If they can't come up with a real thing, everyone will not be convinced, not even if you are a famous scholar. In previous meetings, Fang Yi has always been the troll. The most famous language theory is, let's get a little real, don't always talk about it on paper, talk about the theoretical data of the paper, and show me the experimental data. And this time, the troll who was always the first to spray people at meetings was extremely quiet, staring at the paper on the computer screen without blinking. Not only that, but breathing gradually became heavier. This also means, Fang Yi's paper is a high level, even epoch-making work, because for the academicians present, it is difficult to have scientific research results that can make their breathing heavy. Old Zhang, this. Judging from the experimental data and the ideas provided in the paper, plasma can be completely restrained, and even lightsabers can be created. Fang Yi raised his head, breathing rapidly. At this time, Zhang Ying, who was sitting next to him, nodded steadily, and his mood did not change much. At such an old age, he still looks like he has never seen the world. A few people next to him widened their eyes. What is the situation? The troll who always likes to spray people the most, this time does not trigger verbal attacks. From his tone and demeanor, I seem to be convinced. Old Fang, what exactly is said in this paper? Show me. That's why you're breathing quickly. You're not the one who likes to spray people the most. Now you don't spray people anymore. I think a lot of things are missing, and what you said just now, lightsabers are not things in film and television works. Why do you say they can be made? Just when everyone asked Fang Yi, Zhang Ying directly turned on the projector and projected the paper on it. For the next half hour, the sound of inhalation in the conference room continued to sound. My God, this paper is an epoch-making level. Fang Yi pretended to be calm, and then looked disdainful. Cut. A group of old men who have never seen the world. Chapter 5. I have never seen such a scene. No wonder professional trolls don't troll people at conferences. For everyone, this is really unbearable. Although the theme of the paper is the manufacture of lightsabers, the value behind it covers several disciplines. Zhang Ying, who is the first author of this paper, we must find others, and don't let the brain drain. Yes, scientific and technological talents have always been the most in short supply in a country. After many academicians were shocked, they began to guess the identity of the first author from the logic of this thinking and the rigorous experimental data. It can be seen that the person who wrote this paper must have been browsing scientific papers for a long time. Conversely, the author's age should not be very large because of Xu Teng's name. They have never heard of it as the top scientific researchers of the older generation. They basically know well-known scientific researchers. Xu Teng is not on their memory, which means that he is at least one generation later than them. The 40s are the golden age for scientific research. It is also not known whether the paper is published or unpublished. Publicly published means increased exposure, and the value of the paper is significant for any country. If one does not pay attention, the scientific research talents in the golden age will be poached by others with high salaries that would cause great scientific losses to the Dragon Kingdom. Just when everyone looked at Zhang Ying with a worried and expectant expression, the latter finally spoke. The author's paper has not been published publicly. It hasn't been published yet, fortunately. Fortunately, many academicians put their hearts back into their stomachs, and that's fine after all. This paper is different from traditional theoretical papers. Almost all the experimental steps and how to solve the difficulties are stated. New technologies are also involved. When Longuo pushes the technology a step further, it will not be too late to publish this outdated technology publicly. Who is Xu Teng? It can be seen from the paper that he definitely does experiments often. It's probably a doctoral student from a top university. Hey, it's amazing that a doctoral student can make this kind of paper. At this time, Fang Yi also joined the guessing plan. If it's just a doctoral student, I think there is no such level. and it should be a talent that is vigorously cultivated in a certain program. Pen Fund Library Rational. When Fang Yi, a professional sprayer, stopped spraying people, everyone felt that something was missing at the meeting and they were not used to it. Jiang Ying watched the people around him discussing the golden age of 30 or 40 years old, a doctoral student. A talent that has been vigorously cultivated in a certain plan. HMPH, I have to say, you are the old men who have never seen the world. What age is it? You can't make a bold guess. Seeing Jiang Ying's complicated expression, everyone was dissatisfied. Old Jiang, hurry up, don't look like we haven't seen the world before. That is, am I wrong? Doctoral students have such a level? It must be a scholar who is vigorously cultivated by a plan. Fang Yi returned to the way he was dedicated to spraying people. That's right. The others glanced at Fang Yi without a trace. Che, what age is it? You still don't believe it when you say that you have never seen the world. I'm still in the golden age of 30 or 40 years old, and I'm still a doctoral student in a top university. This thesis was written by an undergraduate student to apply for an excellent graduation thesis. By the way, this undergraduate student is still a graduate brought by one of my students. Jiang Ying's first two sentences made everyone's head buzz. Written by an undergraduate student, and it's just for the application of an excellent graduation thesis. What does this mean? The level of outstanding graduation thesis of undergraduates is so high now. I just stayed in the lab for a month or two, concentrating on the experiment at hand, not for a few years. How is it a little different from the undergraduate dissertation I've heard? For Jiang Ying's last sentence, everyone tacitly said that they had not heard it. Return the students. Your students bring bah. Shameless. I started dating without anyone seeing it, and I'm ready to have a relationship. Don't look at it. Whether others will choose you in the end. Professional troll Fang Yi said, I just came to hold a meeting today, but I was shocked. He swallowed hard and said, then, that school should be, oh, it's just an ordinary second book. Jiang Ying glanced at Fang Yi expressionlessly. This person often opposes me. He likes to raise objections when he has nothing to do. He wants me to come up with real laboratory data and specific experimental procedures. Pen Fund Library. For this reason, the two of them often pinch their necks and blush. Today is finally a treat for you. Ordinary too. Haha, didn't think so. Just say you are a person who has never seen the world. Look at your gaff. Not only Fang Yi, but other people were also shocked and took a deep breath. For researchers, the most important thing is time. The younger you are, the more active your mind is, and the more creative you are, the more you can invent something of a new age. The more likely you are to come up with a theory for the new age. If it is an undergraduate, it means that his actual age is only in his 20s. You can get to this point in your 20s, but the age they envision is in your 30s or 40s. This means that his time involved in scientific research will be a full 12 years longer. Everyone present, even if they haven't seen Xu Teng yet, is thinking of recruiting him a student of your disciple. I'm sorry, I never heard that sentence at all. Which school is he from? Oh, Star City University. Before he could finish speaking, he heard a pop and the door slammed. Everyone turned their heads and saw that Fang Yi had left the conference room. What's the situation? The others reacted for a few seconds, and finally understood that they were going over to grab someone first. I'm going. Shameless old thief, even robbing people before we pay attention. This move is really too damaging. No, I'm going to. So an intriguing scene appeared. Usually 7 or 8 hours of meetings are held without stopping, but this time the meeting broke up immediately after hearing the name of Xu Teng School. Moreover, their purpose is to go directly to the school to grab people. If Jiang Ying knew about this scene, his jaw would drop in shock. I thought I had lived for so long and had never seen any scenes, but the truth is, I have lived so long, I have never seen such a scene. Looking at the empty conference room, Jiang Ying finally reacted and called Jiang Ying directly. As soon as Jiang Ying finished answering the phone, Jiang Ying's anxious voice came over. We will come to Xinjiang University soon. You must be optimistic about Xu Teng. Don't let him run around. Listening to the blind phone call, Jiang Ying fell into a wry smile. I have never seen a teacher like this. Chapter 6. Where is Xu Teng? Grams. Star City University, conference room. Every year when the senior year graduates, the principal Luo Sheng is very busy with all kinds of meetings. For example, severely crack down on the fraud of papers, and deal with it seriously as soon as it is discovered. For example, sampling graduate papers must be random, and the selection of excellent graduation papers must not go through the back door. The 3-hour conference on the graduation thesis will make Luo Sheng's head too big. Okay, the conference about the graduation thesis is here today. Let's move on to the next conference theme. Speaking of which, all the participants' waists were slightly straightened. Star City University is only a second university, and it has the qualifications to recruit graduate students, but it does not have the qualifications to recruit doctoral students. Although the school's subject development is relatively fast in recent years, Luo Sheng is still not satisfied with this. Hopefully, some secondary disciplines can be turned into first-level disciplines at the same time. Strive for a period of time in the future to allow the school to apply for a book and establish the qualifications for enrolling doctoral programs. Luo Sheng cleared his throat and said, according to the comparison of some authoritative information, some of our secondary disciplines have been developing very well in recent years, and I plan to apply for one. Boom boom boom. What sound? Luo Sheng frowned. Is there construction work near the school? Boom, boom. The sound was harsh and sharp. Everyone heard it, and looked at each other with a blank look in their eyes. Only Zhang Ying's expression was a little dull. I didn't sleep last night, and I was excited about a paper all night, so I felt dizzy during the morning meeting and didn't turn my head. But now I think of the words the teacher said to him, we will come right away. I thought you came here by high-speed train. Who knows? This rumbling sound is an airplane. Just thinking of this, I saw Luo Sheng's expression was sluggish, as if he had seen something unbelievable, and said absent-mindedly, who is so bold, and flew over directly. The other teacher also looked out absent-mindedly and muttered, Principal, that plane has weapons mounted on it. This is Wu-Zhi, a combat aircraft specially designed for the battlefield. The first reaction of all the teachers present was, is there something wrong with our Principal Luo? No, even if the principal has a problem study, the school should be carrying the license plate car of the prosecutor, not Wu-Zhi. What is even more outrageous is that Wu-Zhi is not one, but 5 rows and also saw 5 martial arts. Then I can rest assured that it is definitely not me. I am not qualified. I am the biggest in the entire conference room, not looking for me, but for someone else. Wrong. One of the teachers is a famous scholar of high temperature resistance. Luo Sheng looked at Zhang Ying. I saw Zhang Ying was also stunned, and his face was full of, who am I? Where am I? Why did I see this scene at this time? The students in class were also stunned and looked up at the sky one by one. Fuck, why did Wu-Zhi come to our school? What's the matter? What's wrong with this helicopter? This is a big killer on the battlefield. It can be said to be the most important weapon of the country. This plane entered our school, and something big must have happened. A big deal? Could it be that the principal is corrupt? Another military fan pondered for a while and said, with all due respect, the principal's corruption is not enough for this situation. Entering with Wu-Zhi, the principal's corruption is nothing. What's the matter? If it wasn't for a terrorist attack, it could only be the emergence of a person with a major role. When Luo Sheng waited for a few minutes in the meeting in horror, the sound of neat military boots sounded, and it could be heard from the footsteps that this was a group of well-trained troops. Boom, the conference room door was opened. Walking into a group of people from the outside, the leader is a middle-aged man with eyes like a knife, a dark face, and wearing casual clothes. The first impression you give is that the temperament is like a knife. This person has been on the battlefield. Behind him were several old men with white hair and excited faces. The middle-aged man in the lead asked, who is Principal Luo? Luo Sheng immediately got up and replied, it's me. Okay, in the next time, you are not allowed to leave the venue, and you are not allowed to send any more messages. The surrounding networks have been blocked. I understand. Facing such a middle-aged man who had been on the battlefield, Luo was a little weak, like a quail, showing that he understood everything. As long as you don't come to arrest me, everything will be fine. No, this pomp is not worthy of me as a principal. After analyzing the situation, Luo Sheng asked crisply, can I ask what the situation is? Middle-aged he glanced at Luo Sheng and said calmly, don't be nervous, this is just an exercise. However, if you really want to know, it's not impossible. It's just that you may go in for a while. Man, I just took a peek, and the price is so serious. I'm afraid it's not a major experimental result, but we are just an ordinary second book, and we don't even have the qualifications to beckon a doctoral student. There are also no major projects conducting experiments, and who is doing things at this moment? Several old men in the back were looking for someone. A white-haired old man's eyes lit up, and he finally found someone. He walked quickly to him and asked with his mouth open, Zhang Ying, take us there quickly. Is it really him? No, it said take them there. Is it a student? No, absolutely impossible. Luo Sheng said that the plot of the TV series does not dare to act. This is in real life. There is nothing so outrageous. Teacher, you came so quickly. When Zhang Ying left the conference room and came to the teacher, everything felt like a dream. Will be right there. It turned out to be this kind of imminent arrival, and Wu-Zhi even drove over. It was indeed imminent, and it was quite dreamy. Don't talk nonsense. I just want to ask, where's Xu Teng? Didn't I want you to keep staring at him? The principal wants me to come to the meeting, but I have no choice. Zhang Ying only dared to whisper in his heart. Lab number 2. It's not too far from here. I'll take you there. In the paper, Xu Teng clearly stated the location of the laboratory, so Zhang Ying knew where Xu Teng was doing the experiment. Go, go, go. It's too late. It's too late. When the other old men heard Zhang Ying say this, they immediately urged, "Hey, Fang Yi, this is what I like. You can't mess around. I'll take care of you. This good seedling will definitely come to me. I haven't seen such a genius in a long time." Zhang Ying fell into sluggishness again. Fang Yi, Long Academy of Sciences, is in charge of the nuclear fusion project. I looked at the others around. Good guy, all of them are academicians, and they are almost half of the Longguo Academy of Sciences. Now Zhang Ying finally understood why did Wu Zhi enter Star City University? Why were there groups of soldiers with guns around? Chapter 7 Help me. A group of people walked to the number 2 laboratory in a mighty manner. Several of the old men were clearly gray-haired, but they were still walking fast. Lao Fang, let me tell you, I discovered Xu Teng first. Anyway, it should be a first come. Before it was Fang Yi's turn to speak, the others around him were dissatisfied. What is first come first served? This is not grocery shopping. That is, science is about putting the best first, and listening to the opinions of the parties. Old Zhang, listen to the opinions of the people around you. Everyone is like this. So, don't always think that this is what your students discovered first. Humph. Zhang Ying looked a little twitchy when he looked at the attitude of several scientific bigwigs around him. It turns out that no one ignores you, it's that you don't meet other people's standards. Look, for a paper, several academicians came over from the laboratory to see Xu Teng in person. Along the way, they have been robbing people all the time. Although they haven't met, Xu Teng has been letting Zhang Ying know how high a genius is. Some people are really at a level that they can't achieve in their entire life. Teacher, this is the second laboratory. Zhang Ying pointed to an experiment in the innermost aisle and said. Hearing this sentence, Fang Yi immediately stepped forward, and the others also reacted. Everyone has read the paper. From the perspective of the progress of the experiment of the lightsaber has entered the most critical stage. Plasma-aware materials have been made. The next step is to constrain it into the shape of a sword, stabilize it, and turn it on and off. Normally witness the birth of products with futuristic technology. What an exciting time this is. The door was slowly pushed open, and Zhang Ying and others walked in quietly, trying not to make a sound. The experiment has entered a critical stage, and it is most taboo to disturb others because of a small error. The final result of the experiment may be thousands of miles apart at this time. The experiment has entered the most critical stage. The faint blue light came from the hilt of the sword and slowly gathered together. The shape was a little unstable, entangled like cotton. Did it fail? The idea just popped up. The light was so bright that it instantly became a sword-like shape. The naked eye could see a slight disturbance in the surrounding space. This was the reason for the excessive energy released. In the next second, the fluctuation of energy completely disappeared and stabilized. A series of ripples came from the air. Only the faint blue light remained in front of everyone. Done. The faces of the people around were happy, and they really made it. Zhang Ying's eyes were also dazed, and she thought of the first sentence she asked when she first joined Zhang Ying's door. Teacher, do you think the lightsaber can really be built? The teacher's eyes were full of deep meaning. If you study harder, you'll know if you can. At that time, Zhang Ying believed that the teacher emphasized that as long as you study hard, one day, you will be able to achieve what you want later. He learned that the teacher emphasized that if you study a little more, you will not have this kind of dream. And now, he has seen with his own eyes that his long-standing dream has been realized in the graduation project by the students who are under the guidance of his own name. Good. Zhang Ying couldn't help crying out. Her eyes were full of tears. The lightsaber is only a part of the representation, and the most representative is Xu Teng's age. How old is this? More than 20. In the next few decades, I am afraid that the entire scientific community will bear his name. Only then did Xu Teng notice that there were nearly 10 more people in the lab. There are middle-aged people with eyes like knives, as well as the instructor who is a complete setup. And the most important thing is that there are a few more gray-haired old men, especially those old men with gray hair. Their eyes were very hot. Xu Teng somehow guessed that these old men must be scientific researchers, and their status is not low. Fang Yi from the Dragon Academy of Sciences. The rest are ordinary old people. You don't need to pay more attention to them. Fang Yi is always the fastest one after all. The man in front of him even built a lightsaber. Plasma also has a lot to do with nuclear fusion, so I have to leave a good impression first, so I can implement my Diggin plan as soon as possible. Dragon Academy? Xu Teng's mind didn't react for a while. This is not the highest level scientific research institute in the Dragon Country. All the people there can be regarded as real scientific research talents. The few people following Fang Yi's side will naturally not be low in status with such a guess. Xu Teng knew. It is estimated that the graduation thesis that I submitted to Zhang Ying last night caused a lot of shock, which made this group of leaders in the scientific community today came here in the morning. Xiao Su, you also developed a material for the hilt of this lightsaber? Zhang Ying asked Xu Teng with a blue rectangle of material. Fang Yi frowned when he heard it. Old guy, just calling Xiao Su when he came up. He really did have some scheming. Well, it was developed half a month ago. Bikwick a month and a half ago. Zhang Ying's mouth twitched uncontrollably. Judging from the time of the thesis, he started the lightsaber project a month ago. A material that can be used as a lightsaber was developed half a month ago for half a month, in a second laboratory that is not very good. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, Zhang Ying would never have believed it. But it Aishi, old, can you tell me the specific process? Zhang Ying marveled at the ideas and methods mentioned in the paper. Now that he is on the scene, he has the opportunity to ask for advice on the spot. No problem. When Zhang Ying opened his mouth, other people also took the initiative to ask for advice in this part of science. The best is the first. Despite being a little younger, as long as you have skills that others don't have, you can still be a teacher to others. Xiao Su, how did you make the plasma form this stable state? In the beginning, my idea was to make it bound in a certain space. I created this idea and made a device similar to air compression, but it failed. Later, my idea was to make it flow only in a certain space. Academicians of several major academies, or even important leaders of a certain project, these few of them have taught countless people in the past few decades, and many more are eager to hear their teachings now. In the second laboratory, this group of old people kept throwing their doubts to Xu Teng, a young man in his 20s, expecting him to come to clarify their doubts. The lightsaber was in Zhang Ying's hands at this time, and the dream finally became a reality. Zhang Ying looked at the lightsaber and Xu Teng beside him, and couldn't help but sigh that this is really true. It's too dreamy. We can't such a students be guaranteed research. This doubt suddenly appeared in Zhang Ying's mind at this moment. Xu Teng turned around and asked Zhang Ying, Mr. Zhang, my paper has the opportunity to be rated as an excellent paper. It will be helpful for me to take the postgraduate entrance examination. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 8, Going Up Step by Step. It was helpful for my research. As soon as Xu Teng finished saying this, the people around him fell silent for a moment. Zhang Ying only remembered at this time that the title of the email that Zhang Ying forwarded to herself was, Teacher, can this paper have a chance to be selected as an excellent graduate program? At this time, there was only one thought in everyone's mind: what a spicy chicken school. If it weren't for this paper, they wouldn't know what kind of genius was buried. A lightsaber that only existed in movies was made in a month. The research on ultra-high temperature resistant materials can get certain ideas in this paper, and even the experiments of nuclear fusion can be inspired by it. However, there is not even a list of guaranteed research if they hadn't seen it with their own eyes. Zhang Ying and Fang Yi, the scientific leaders, would not have believed that this was the real situation. Xiao Su, I'll talk to you, Principal Luo, right now. As a professional troll, Fang Yi has long been indignant. Zhang Ying, who has always been good-natured, couldn't help it, and several people immediately expressed that they wanted to go to Principal Luo for theory scientific research. It is best not to get involved in the world and on this list of guaranteed research. It is obviously partial. The middle-aged man who came with him frowned and called his subordinates to give him a few words. Then he turned his head to comfort everyone. I have asked the people under my command to investigate this matter. When the time comes, I will give Xiao Su an explanation. In fact, everyone here knows that whether the research can be guaranteed or not is no longer important to Xu Teng. The value of that paper is very important, and now adding the lightsaber that has been successfully made. On the other hand, the value of the paper has been raised to higher level. Papers without physical objects as research and papers with physical support are completely different in nature. The key is, everyone was fighting for Xu Teng Star City University. Even if it is broken, it is a second book. How can such a big mistake be made? Zhang Ying found the middle-aged man and said, everything in this laboratory must be taken away. The data inside is very important and cannot be disclosed. The middle-aged man listened carefully, and finally nodded to indicate that everything would be done in a high position. He can understand the importance of experimental data, not just experimental data. Everything about Xu Teng, all cases must be brought up individually, and even some key traces must be erased. This will prevent some people with other thoughts from taking advantage of it. On the other side, in a small conference room, Luo Sheng sat upright and glanced at the dark man beside him from time to time, with cold sweat on his forehead. Just now, this dark-skinned man in a military uniform named himself alone and said that he had something to ask. The other teachers in the conference room, who witnessed it with their own eyes, looked at Principal Luo with such a vision. What am I nervous about? I have no corruption at all. As the president of Star City University, Luo Sheng is indeed an honest official, and all his thoughts are devoted to the school's career, which is also the reason for the rapid development of Star City University in recent years. What happened to this year's insurance research list? The dark man on the opposite side spoke. Guarantee list. Luo Sheng was stunned. I really don't know this. 10 minutes later, the dark man walked into the conference room and whispered a few words to the middle-aged man. Everyone has found out. Principal Luo Sheng is not clear about the research process this time. The vice principal is in charge of the whole process. Because he received some small gifts from others, he shaved Xu Teng's name out. In terms of Xiao Su's strength, this is their loss. Zhang Ying immediately connected. Yes, I also agree with what Lao Feng said this time. Xiao Su, our Long Institute of Metal Research has recently been carrying out a project of ultra-high temperature resistance, and we need talents like you join in. The others were stunned how Zhang Ying, who has always been known as the most honest, transformed the topic so smoothly. We obviously did not discuss this. Fang Yi couldn't help it. Xiao Su, I think young people still need to do more experiments with challenging projects, such as nuclear fusion. The idea mentioned in your paper is very suitable for the project we are working on. Lao Feng, what do you mean? Our ultra-high temperature project is not challenging, right, old Zhang? How can you say that? I didn't say it. Just considering all aspects, Xiao Su is a more suitable project for nuclear fusion. That's exactly what you meant. No, I have not. Seeing that the two were arguing a little bit, the others also finished warming up and officially ended. Xiao Su, there are too few young people in their project team. They are all elderly. It is better to come to our Beijing University. After studying, you can still stroll around the campus when you are tired. As long as you can come, the professorship will be given to you immediately. Xiao Su, I told you that what they have in Beijing University, we can give you in Huaking. Not only that, we also promise to give you a suite, which is near the school. After the results of scientific research, we still have hundreds of them. Million prizes. Long Guo has always been interested in scientific research, especially for the resource tilt of Beijing University and Huaking University. It has always been a waste of money, hundreds of millions, billions of projects, one application after another for scholars with scientific research achievements. The bonus has always been generous. Fang Yi and Zhang Ying were stunned. Why didn't we think of this? It seems that being young is indeed an advantage. After chatting for a while, you will grasp the point. The position of professor is given, and even the houses around the school are freely promised, especially with bonuses. The two looked at each other, and they could see it in each other's eyes. No, we can't let the two of them succeed. Xiao Su, Huaking University and Beijing University have all given us. Although from the external reputation, our Long Research Institute is not as famous as these two. However, those who really take the road of scientific research know that our strength is the strongest. Xiao Su, at this moment, Xu Teng was lost in the name of Xiao Su. It's not that he didn't think about how shocking the paper he sent out would be. I just didn't expect that there would be such a big shock. Oh, you really want to be a professor? Although the system gave him detailed drawings of lightsaber manufacturing this time, he had already figured out all the doubts in it. However, in the vast ocean of scientific research, what you have learned is only part of it. There should be no complacency. After pondering for a while, Xu Teng said, I'm really grateful for the care of various elders, but the more I study, the more I understand my own shortcomings. I still want to walk slowly, step by step. I want to go to Huaking University for postgraduate studies and move up step by step. The voice just fell. The surrounding noise disappeared. Everyone looked at Xu Teng, and even the middle-aged man showed admiration in his eyes. Chapter 9. Out to see God. What do researchers fear most? He rests on his laurels, cannot listen to other people's opinions, and believes that his scientific research level is the only one in China. There is no need to study hard like before. Over time, with the update of technology, the knowledge we have has not kept up with the times. This is rarely the case for the older generation of researchers. After all, the technology level of long ago at that time was in a backward situation, and they knew that they would be beaten if they fell behind. However, today's young people have not experienced the pain of that era. Many people are very ambitious and pay more attention to fame and fortune. If you have a scientific research level like Xu Teng, you will look up at the sky and look at people through your nostrils. But Xu Teng is not like that. In the face of such favorable conditions, I just said with a calm face, I am really grateful for the care of various elders, but the more I study, the more I understand my own shortcomings, and I still want to walk slowly step by step. Listen, this is the attitude that science should have. If everyone is like Xu Teng, who would dare to look down on Long Kingdom? Good, really good. Jiang Ying burst into tears, looking at the young man in front of her. The more she liked it, not only is the level of scientific research first class, but also the attitude to study is first class. Who doesn't like talented and virtuous people? That is, when people get older, it is always easy for sand to get into the eyes. Even the professional troll Fang Yu was silent at this moment. No way, this young man really has no way to spray. Not only did he not spray, he even felt a little regretful that Xu Teng did not choose the Long Research Institute after all. This means that future experiments lack a powerful assistant. Hey, it's a pity that Huaking University is cheap. Fang Yu sighed. Ha, Xu Teng, don't worry, as long as you want, Huaking University welcomes you anytime. Su Wei laughed very happily. With Xu Teng's participation, Huaking University will definitely be able to produce more scientific research results in the future. Then trouble the tutor to arrange. Xu Teng's teacher called Su Wei very satisfied. Several other people saw that the matter had been settled, and they no longer said much. He just secretly pulled Xu Teng and whispered a few words, implying that graduate students don't always have to stay in their labs after the research results are published. If we want to, we can come to the research room to have a look. Xu Teng hurriedly agreed. I will definitely come, and then I need you to take care of me. Xu Teng still respects these senior researchers. If it wasn't for them to open the way ahead, the life of Longo would not be as easy as it is now. The middle-aged man called the dark-skinned man and gave a few words casually. He turned around and said to the crowd, Wu Zhi has already made arrangements and can take off at any time. Jiang Ying turned around and said a few words to Zhang Ying, then instructed, this time you have made a great contribution, and I will definitely report it to the top. As a teacher, this is what students should do. Teacher, pay more attention to rest. Jiang Ying waved goodbye at this time. Fang Yu also walked forward, pulled Zhang Ying and said sincerely, if you find another student like Xu Teng in the future, you must remember to contact me. After speaking, Fang Yu gave Zhang Ying a phone number, indicating that he must not forget it. Zhang Ying could only nod his head and smile stiffly. A genius like Xu Teng is something you can meet if you want to. That's less than the odds of winning 5 million in the lottery. Everyone immediately walked out of the conference room, and several of the people present were leaders of the experimental project. Time is tight, and if it weren't for things like Xu Teng, it's almost impossible for each of them to leave the lab. And Xu Teng also went to Huaking University to report with Su Wei. It has already been decided, and there is no need for Xinjiang University to stay any longer. As far as the current level is concerned, there is no teacher at Star City University who can teach him anymore. Luo Sheng was uncomfortable in the small conference room, and he could still see the troops and the Wazi plane through the window. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would never have believed it. Star City University one day will usher in such a thing, especially what the dark-skinned officer just asked. The tone is flat, but the meaning behind it to be completely resolved is already clear from beginning to end. The questions are all related to the postgraduate entrance examination. Is there a practice of accepting gifts to replace others in the list of this research? Do you know whether you have participated in the number of guaranteed research institutes? At first Luo Sheng was dumbfounded by the question. Look at the uniform you're wearing. You shouldn't be asking about things in the army. Save. Should people from the Ministry of Education ask questions about research and the like? Facing the dark officer's question, Luo Sheng couldn't answer because this time Baoyan, he was not on the official position at all. After telling the truth honestly, he didn't embarrass Luo Sheng, but just said, you sit here first, don't walk around. Luo Sheng hummed an agreement. Still moving around? You want me to move now, but I dare not. Could it be that this incident has something to do with the insurance research? Impossible, absolutely impossible. How can such a big thing be related to Baoyan? After the initial confusion, He already remembered who the old men who came in first were. All of them are leaders of scientific research projects, and any one of them can represent a scientific and technological field of long ago. This time, a few people came. From their expressions, it can be seen that they are looking for someone. Our Star City University is just a small second book. How fortunate to have several leaders come in person. Luo Sheng was so nervous for half an hour until the rumbling sound is heard. This is they going to go. With the help of others, several old men slowly walked up to Wu Zhi, and some of them waved goodbye to each other while still talking. Among these old men, the most prominent is a young man. He boarded the plane with an old man, and there were obviously more guards around than other old men. At this moment, a red dot shot towards Luo Sheng, the sniper. Luo Sheng was taken aback, and quickly left the window and did not dare to open it again. Boom, boom, the sound gradually faded away, and the person who was originally in charge of guarding at the door also quickly went downstairs. Ding, the phone alerts that a new message has arrived. Luo Sheng opened it and saw, the vice principal was expelled for abusing his power. It was the first time in his life that he saw such sloppy news. And he almost thought it was fake if it weren't for the fact that the document sent had a red header, if it wasn't for the fact that the person who sent the message happened to be his superior. And he remembered that this time the list of guaranteed research students happened to be in charge of the vice principal. Combined with what I saw, a young man followed several old men to board. Was he? My God. Wife, come out and see God, Rosen muttered. Chapter 10. No reply. From Xinjiang to Kyoto, the whole journey is more than 1,500 kilometers. Along the way, Xu Wei constantly exchanged academic issues with Xu Teng, and also took the initiative to ask the latter's views. The pilots sitting in the cockpit were stunned. They're just people on a mission and don't know what the specific mission is, but the Corps dispatched, plus Wu Zhi, the mission is definitely the kind of secret. Originally thought that the person who received it would be an old man. It's about the same age as a scientific researcher like Xu Wei. Young man, looks younger than me. The driver kept muttering in his heart, there are people outside people, there are gods outside the sky. While Xu Teng was dealing with Xu Wei, he guessed in his heart what kind of tasks would be given by black technology next time. The lightsaber is a cold weapon as far as the classification of weapons is concerned. Hot weapons are always stronger than cold weapons. Therefore, the next mission is likely to be thermal weapons. Since the creation of the lightsaber, Xu Teng has come to understand that science is truly vast and that the most important thing is to make good use of each day's time. The engine sound gradually quieted down. Xu, here we are, in Kyoto in January. The temperature is low, and even on a sunny day, the wind is still unpleasant. At this time, there was a man wearing golden glasses standing outside, with a refined temperament and a gentle and jade-like temperament. Teacher, you are here, then looked at Xu Teng with a smile. This is Xu, I gave Xu to you. If he has any requirements, you must solve them as soon as possible. Remember, no matter what the requirements are, teacher, don't worry, I will definitely do it well. That's good. Xu Wei turned his head to Xu Teng and said with a smile, Xu, I still have an experiment in hand, so I'll go first. Teacher walked slowly. Yun Sheng was Xu Wei's student, and was valued by Xu Wei because of his meticulous and conscientious personality. He finally stayed as an academician at Tuaking University. From the perspective of internal authority, he was the second in command of the entire school. Yun Sheng has been a graduate student for 3 years and a PhD for 3 years. In the 6 years he has been with Xu Wei, he has met many geniuses, but these geniuses are obedient and conscientious in front of real scientific gurus. The more you travel, the more you will know what the world is like, and you will start to respect these scientific research elders from the bottom of your heart. However, Xu Teng broke Yun Sheng's perception. This is the person who makes the teachers rush over directly from the laboratory to meet in person. The moment he received the news in the morning, he was so stunned that he almost suspected it was a stranger. A new round of information fraud along the way. As the second in command, Yun Sheng, like a tour guide, took Xu Teng to walk around most of the campus. Xu, your dormitory is arranged, you live alone, and all the facilities are the best. Xu, this is the school's cafeteria. You only need to swipe your student card to enter the teacher's exclusive cafeteria. Xu, the library is over there. If you need any materials, tell me, and I will let others get your dormitory. Xu, arrange for your laboratory separately. If you have any needs, just tell me, I'll fill out the form. Dean, in fact, you don't need to do this, I'll just go shopping alone. Xu Teng checked Yun Sheng's information, and the dean-level figure personally showed him the way, and explained the major buildings of the campus in detail like a tour guide, which made him a little uncomfortable. Xiao Su, what are you talking about? It's a bit of a life to be called the dean. We are under the same mentor's name, so it's enough to call me senior brother, Brother Yun. That's right. Yun Xing sat in the position of the dean, and it was natural to observe his words and expressions. Knowing that Xu Teng felt a little bit sorry, he no longer insisted on it, and patted Xu Teng on the shoulder. Xiao Su, then I'll go. If you need anything, just tell me in time, okay? Trouble senior brother Yun, what are you talking about? No trouble. Watching Yun Xing drive away, Xu Teng called the system, but there was still no response. It should be what preconditions are needed. Xu Teng suspects that the tasks released by the Black Technology System are related to the knowledge Xu Teng has received some time ago. The Black Technology System had not been unlocked. Pen Fund Library. Xu Teng has been reading scientific papers on plasma beams. Forget it, don't think about it, just make good use of this time to recharge. In the days that followed, Xu Teng lived a simple life: libraries, cafeterias, dormitories. The days of 3 o'clock in one line. It's been over a month during this time. Senior brother Yun did not bother Xu Teng too much. The most frequently asked sentences: Junior brother Xu, have you encountered any problems? Senior brother Yun, everything is fine. With Yun Xing's curiosity, he went to check Xu Teng's record of going to the library. Good guy. On average, I spend at least 12 hours in the library a day. At that moment, Yun Xing finally realized it turned out that me and the genius, the gap is not just talent, but also perseverance. For the first time, I discovered that the gap between people can be so big. Ding ding ding, son, I heard that the results of the postgraduate entrance examination have come out. How did you do in the examination? Are the exam results out today? For more than a month, Xu Teng has been completely soaked in the library of Huaking University. I have to say that the collection of books here is rich, and there are a group of people who are struggling just like you in such a good learning atmosphere. It is indeed easy to forget the time. I did well in the test, and I went to graduate school at Huaking University. Son, it's alright. In fact, it's okay if you don't go to a particularly good university, as long as you work hard. Wait, what did you just say? Going to a graduate student at Huaking University? Did I hear it right? Yes, it is. The cheering voice came from there, and the tone obviously became higher. You said you, how can you say such exciting things in such calm words? Are you still in Star City? You must have a drink to celebrate when you come back this time. Xu Teng looked at the chicken drumsticks in the bowl and at the book next to the seat. I'm in Huaking now, and I'm quite busy. I'll open a bar later when I come back. Okay, I listened to you this time. Xu Teng is not a person who likes to be lively, so there is no need to hold a drink to celebrate. The most important thing is to get more scientific research results. After hanging up, Xu Teng started a circle of friends, not to lose the starlight, not to lose the journey. Huaking graduate student, I'm finally here. The comments below are all congratulations. Congratulations, Fairy Deng is amazing. I'm at Beijing University. Next to me. I'll have the opportunity to communicate with you in the future. I heard that Huaking's food is good. Can I come over to eat in the future? Is this Deng Yi? Xu Teng still had some impressions of this girl. In the monthly high school exams at that time, she was always the second child of 1,000 years, and he could always overwhelm her. I don't have much impression of her, I just know that she studies very well and she is very beautiful. I heard that she is the school flower at a glance. Deng Yi didn't reply, so let's bless it. After all, the postgraduate entrance examination is not easy. If it weren't for the lightsaber paper, Xu Teng would not have been so easy to enter Huaking School. Congratulations, I have the opportunity to discuss academic issues together in the future. As a result, before putting down the phone, Deng Yi replied, are you also in Huaking? Chapter 11 IN number 039, M here 1. How can the message be answered so quickly this time? It was Xu Teng's turn to be surprised looking at the news in Deng Yi's circle of friends. The following group of comments did not reply to the message, and I thought she was not there. Forget it, have a good meal first. The system should be about to release a new task, and I still have some subject knowledge that I don't quite understand. After the lunch break, I have to go to the library. At this time, Deng Yi, who was having a big meal with Wang Ling on the other side, exclaimed happily, wow, Xu Teng actually took the initiative to send me a message. He said that he was also in Huaking University, and he also invited me if I have time in the future. Discuss academic issues together, I see, and if you can stop shouting so loudly, everyone around you is watching. Wang Ling pulled Deng Yi's clothes to persuade her. When Deng Yi came back to her senses, she realized that everyone around her was looking at her. She stuck out her tongue and apologized. I'm sorry, I'm so happy now that I can't hold back. The first time Deng Yi saw Xu Teng's name was not long after entering high school. In the first test of high school, Deng Yi won the second place and Xu Teng took the first place at that time. She looked at the class ranking and cheered herself up. Next time, my grades must surpass yours. Then, the second time, she was second and Xu Teng was first. Impossible, I will never let you surpass me next time. Next time I. After going through countless tests, Deng Yi finally understood that she and Xu Teng are not on the same level. Good grades can also be graded. Xu Teng is the god of learning. She can only be regarded as a scholar. The strong always admire the strong. For Xu Teng, a god of learning, over time, Deng Yi began to admire him several times. They went to Xu Teng to talk to Xu Teng while taking advantage of the question, and Xu Teng patiently explained to Deng Yi every time, and finally asked her if she understood just these details, especially Deng Yi's heart. Even fantasized in her heart whether the first and second grades in the class would make a good story. But then Deng Yi found that Xu Teng did this to every student who came to the question on that day. Deng Yi was in a bad mood instantly, but after he figured it out, Xu Teng became more attractive in his mind. Over time, everyone called him a male god. Behind his back there are some brave girls. He wrote a love letter to Xu Teng, but he just replied lightly, "High school is a critical period. You should think more about your studies." Afterwards, everyone found that Xu Teng had excellent academic performance, was warm and polite, but had no idea about feelings. "I'm going to catch you in college." Deng Yi secretly vowed to study harder for this purpose, just hoping to enter the same university as Xu Teng in the end. But in the end, he heard that Xu Teng had food poisoning, missed a comprehensive exam, and went to secondary school on the day of the results. All the students were shocked. "Hey, what a pity. I didn't expect such an accident to happen." It is true that the god of learning will also turn somersaults, but with his strength, he must be admitted to a graduate student in a good university in the end. It's hard to say. College and high school are very different. Hey, you're going too far. When you used to ask about the purpose of studying God, he patiently explained it to you every time. 1 yard for 1 yard. I'm telling the truth. Deng Yi, who has always been good-natured, was angry in front of everyone for the first time. Others just have a comprehensive exam that they haven't taken, unlike some people who have passed all the exams, and their scores are lower than others. After that, Xu Teng just disappeared. Hey, it's not so. It's been so long, and I still miss Xu Teng. Look at you, you have oil on your hands, and you are typing and replying. Wang Ling had never seen Deng Yi like this for 4 years in college. Deng Yi has always been a goddess in other people's mouths. Not only has good grades, but also has beautiful skin and long legs, which is the object sought after by many boys. But for 4 years, Deng Yi's reason for rejecting others has always been, "I don't want to fall in love yet." Only just now did Wang Ling realize that Deng Yi didn't want to fall in love, but that she had someone in her heart today. The two went out for a celebratory meal, and Deng Yi did not reply to other people's news, except for Xu Teng. "This is the first time someone has taken the initiative to invite me. You can tell me how I should respond." Seeing Deng Yi's cautious look, Wang Ling was amused. "Then you take the initiative to invite him, say that you are not familiar with the environment around Huaking University, and ask him to take you away. Wouldn't that be too direct?" Wang Ling pouted. You are not direct. With Xu Teng's character, do you think he will understand? Maybe, they will forget you after eating, and it is estimated that others are all focused on scientific research. Yes, I think what you said makes sense. Then do it soon. Wang Ling also became interested after Deng Yi did this. "I haven't seen you for so long." Xu Teng must have changed. The two got together, and Deng Yi hurriedly wiped her hands and typed, "Do you have time the day after tomorrow? I will report to Huaking University the day after tomorrow. I am not familiar with the surrounding environment. Can you show me?" After sending the message, the two looked directly at the screen, guessing how long it would take Xu Teng to reply to the message. Xu Teng, who had just finished eating, picked up his phone and clicked it to see the news. "Not familiar with the environment. The point is that I'm not familiar with it either." During this time, Xu Teng has been working hard to learn all aspects of the tasks to be released by the system. Let's be honest, otherwise, it will be embarrassing to take the wrong way. "I am not very familiar with the surrounding environment. I have been reading books in the library recently." As soon as the message was sent, the other side replied, "Then where do you usually eat?" "Canteen. Otherwise, I will come to Huaking University the day after tomorrow. You can take me to the cafeteria. I heard that Huaking University is very big, so I may not be able to find the cafeteria. The school is big, Can't you find the cafeteria? Xu Teng frowned secretly, thinking that this sentence was a bit strange but can't tell what's weird. Okay, you can contact me when the time comes. Okay, satisfied. JPG. On the other side, Li Guangde, who was swiping videos on his mobile phone, was very annoying when Deng Yi posted the news in the circle of friends. He saw it the first time, and also commented on the blessing below. It's been 15 minutes now, and he has swiped 30 short videos in a row. But he still hasn't waited for Deng Yi to reply to his message, especially just now. WeChat rang, and he thought it was replying to his own message. I clicked in and saw that Deng Yi replied to Xu Teng, "You are a college entrance examination student. Why are you still in their minds until now?" When Xu Teng had food poisoning and went to Urban, he was overjoyed when he heard the news 4 years later. He even went to Huaking's graduate school. Obviously I am also a graduate student of Beijing University, right next to Deng Yi's school. Obviously I came first. Chapter 12. The clown is actually myself. Li Guangde, as a rich second generation, has good grades and has always been a man of influence in school. I've never been disappointed in love, even if I call it a goddess among my classmates. As long as Li Guangde spends a little bit of thought, the other party will post it upside down. Although the speed of changing girlfriends in the end is very fast, these are not harmful. Many girls have heard the name of Li Guangde's playboy and are still willing, except for one special girl in high school, Deng Yi. Not only does she have good grades and a bumpy figure, but no matter how hard Li Guangde works, she just can't walk into Deng Yi's eyes, and the distance is even farther and farther away. This made Li Guangde very distressed, and later found out that it was Xu Teng. But what does Xu Teng know? He is obviously just a nerd who can read. Can he match the sentence you said? Refined and polite, elegant gentleman. The day of the results was Li Guangde's happiest day, and a well-received scholar failed the list in the end. I went to the second one, although it was food poisoning. The result would not change. Just when Li Guangde thought he finally had a chance, he saw the good-tempered Deng Yi speak for Xu Teng in public, and his teeth fell out. In the next 4 years, Li Guangde had hardly heard of Xu Teng. He estimated that the former scholar had fallen, and was embarrassed to speak up when he saw the news in Deng Yi's circle of friends. He was ecstatic, and the opportunity finally came. Huaking University and Beijing University are next door. As long as I pay more attention, Deng Yi will definitely. His sweet dream started to come true, and as soon as he opened the news, Xu Teng said, "I am also in Huaking." Why are you? How can a second-class student who is not on the mainstream become a student in a top university in the end? It must be fake. He definitely did it on purpose, and he can't put it down. As long as he can expose Xu Teng's hypocrisy, Deng Yi will see me. By the way, you can start with a graduation thesis. Before graduation, undergraduates will choose leading teachers to guide their dissertation. Said to be a guide, the thesis mainly has to rely on itself. The dissertations of all graduates can be found on the corresponding official website. Not only that, but also from the dissertation, you can see the general level of the students. Are there any falsifications in the experimental data? When Li Guangde typed Xu Teng's name on the official website and was about to study his paper, he was stunned. Why is it blank? Could it be that my computer is disconnected from the internet? No, the social software is still up, and the sound of the message is still there. Then how can I not find it? Problems with the official website. Li Guangde typed his name on the official website, and the next second, his paper immediately jumped out. That's right, I'll try again. Blank. Refresh it again, and it's blank again. No, it's not a problem with the official website, nor is it a problem with the network. So, a bold thought appeared in Li Guangde's mind. There is something wrong with Xu Teng. After the surprise, Li Guangde was ecstatic. Haha, Xu Teng, you really are such a person. You pretended to be the person you set up in high school. You were finally caught by me. This time, just wait, I will definitely ruin your reputation of. In the past 4 years, Li Guangde had never heard of it. And someone's graduation thesis could not be found even if it is the talents that the school focuses on training. Even if they go abroad to hold relevant academic speeches, they will definitely leave their papers on the official website. Xu Teng, just a graduate from a low-ranking university compared with those academic gods who go abroad to give speeches, he is nothing. Therefore, there is only one reason why the thesis cannot be found. That is, Xu Teng has not completed the graduation thesis at all, and it may even be blocked due to academic problems in the related papers. Such a person also claimed to be a graduate student of Huaking University. What are you counting on Huaking University? Library. Xu Teng was constantly flipping through the textbooks related to research on hot weapons. He had a hunch that the lightsaber was a cold weapon, And the system he got turned out to be a black technology system. It will definitely not always be cold weapons, and the next one is likely to be hot weapons at this moment. The little fat man with the glasses sitting next to Xu Teng was very puzzled, holding the industrial design standard in his hand, and kept looking at the book in Xu Teng's hand. Everyone is here to study, so why do you study different things? I'm still looking at industrial design standards, and the textbook you're holding seems to be about thermal weapons. The most important thing is that walking library is big, but does this kind of book really exist? Why have I never seen it? Young man. He looks like an undergraduate at a young age. Are all undergraduates so awesome now? I still remember that at that time, I almost shed a layer of skin for the postgraduate entrance examination, and the textbook in your hand has nothing to do with the postgraduate entrance examination. I am afraid that this book must be read by scientific researchers who specialize in hot weapons. That kind of person is either an old person or a person who looks very old, and the most crucial feature is that the hair will fall out in front of you. The Xu Teng is not only too young, his hair is nothing at all. In the library of Huaking University, why would someone pretend to be so? The fat man shook his head. Ding. New weapon design drawings. Blaster guns have been issued in full. The shorter the research and development time, the more rewards you get. Hey, this time there will even be a reward. It is a little different from the last time when the lightsaber was provided. From this point of view, the more black technology is completed, the more advanced the unlocking system will be, and the more difficult it will be to imagine the final black technology. Judging from the history and establishment of the Dragon Kingdom, it is not easy for the Dragon Kingdom to come this way. When I was on the battlefield, I suffered a lot because of the backwardness of weapons. Many veterans even froze to death on the battlefield. The more he understands history, the more Xu Teng wants to devote himself to scientific research. The reason is the same. Just for the moment, when the level of scientific research has been improved enough, I can say a word with confidence. The territory of the Dragon Kingdom in front of you. It is forbidden to intrude. Even if a new scientific research project has been released, there is no need to stay in the library. Xu Teng, who closed the book, opened his prestige and sent a message to Yun Shen. Senior brother Yun, I have decided on a new project. I need to apply for a new batch of materials. As soon as the message was sent, it was answered in seconds. As long as the younger brother says a word, the materials will arrive immediately. I will give you a material form later, and you will fill in the relevant things that you need to apply for. For more than a month, Yun Cheng has been suffocated. I have been waiting for news from Xu Teng. I hope he can say something. Brother, the project has already started. Now it's finally over. Okay, senior brother, these textbooks I borrowed from you can also be returned to you. Xu Teng's teaching materials about thermal weapons were borrowed from Yun Shen. You put it in the library. I'll send someone to collect it later. It's still in its original location, right? Okay, I'll call someone right away. Relevant textbooks cannot be placed in the library at this moment. The little fat man, who was stretching his neck to peek at the news, was stunned. The prestige avatar of the chat is very familiar to the little fat man. Once he organized an event and happened to add relevant school leaders, and this prestige avatar and prestige name happened to belong to Dean Yun Shen. Judging from the corresponding power, they were the same as the vice principal. But what is the person around him called Yun Shen? Senior brother. Judging from the chatting process, the senior brother still respects this junior brother very much. The little fat man was petrified on the spot, and now he finally understands this sentence. The clown is actually me. Chapter 13. After all, it in number 039, still wrong love. Just when little fatty was stunned, Xu Teng packed up his belongings and left. Looking at Xu Teng's background, the little fat man looked at the book in his hand, and suddenly felt that the world was very big. Obviously I have worked so hard and my hair is falling out as a result. A casual young guy around him can instantly kill himself. Hey, you forgot to take the book. Just when the little fat man got up and was about to pick up the book, he suddenly hurried over and a manager stepped in. Sorry, I need to take this book. It's not from the library. Looking back at the serious expression of the management staff, the little fat man swallowed hard. It turns out that the books some people read are not on the library. It turns out that some people's books, I can't even read. Mad. My heart is tired. The world will soon be destroyed. At the moment when the management staff took away the book, the little fat man went limp and slowly sank into the chair. Mom, from start to finish, have I always been a waste? Xu Teng didn't know. Because of his small move, the little fat man sitting next to him was completely broken. He was still checking the blaster gun. The system had given him the blasting gun principle is, pulling the trigger releases volatile blasting gas into the conversion barrel, where it is excited by energy from the weapon's power source. Then, The excited gas passes through the narrow space of the blaster gun activation module and becomes a powerful particle beam. A crystal prism focuses the particle beam and transmits it to the calibration gun chamber, which powers up the particle beam into its final form of energy beam. Therefore, the key points to be solved by the weapon are: how to get the explosive gas into the barrel of the gun, how to be excited afterwards, and how the particles will gather when passing through the crystal prism. Today's Xu Teng is different from before. The experience gained on the lightsaber and the knowledge gained during this period of time from the principle of Xu Teng, we can see the problem that needs to be solved. This is just the principle. When the actual experiment is carried out, there will be a series of problems that are completely unexpected in principle. The biggest discrepancy between experiment and theory is here: the system will only provide drawings. If there is a problem in the experiment, you need to solve it yourself. If ordinary people think of this, their brows will be wrinkled with worry, but Xu Teng is different. The more challenging scientific research he encounters, the more excited he is. His blood seemed to be on fire. It's quite challenging, and it's a bit interesting. It's better to go back and finish the application form. Although the system does not provide a time limit, there should be a time limit behind the potential. Otherwise, it will not be displayed. The shorter the time, the better the reward. Rich, fill out the application form earlier, so that the project can start earlier. After returning to the dormitory, Xu Teng began to conceive and fill in the application form carefully. A separate bedroom is really convenient, and no one will disturb you. The only downside is that the room looks a bit big. 2 hours later, looking at the dense material, Xu Teng frowned and said, "Why did you write so much material? This is only a part of it. If you send it, you won't be rejected." Just at this time, Yunsheng's message came: "Junior brother Xu, have you finished writing the application materials?" "Well, I'll send it to you now." "Okay." Looking at the news, Yunsheng felt that something was wrong. After reading the news from left to right, he finally knew what was wrong. It wasn't Xu Teng who filled out the application form. Logically speaking, the humble should not be the one who asks for help. Why is it the other way around now? No, you have to be tough. Even if the younger brother is a student who is valued by Su Wei's teacher, he can't be like this. The file has been transferred successfully. Download. Hey, it's a second download again. Xu Teng felt the slightest bit wrong. Senior brother won't be staring at the phone all the time. Be ready to reply to my message in seconds. The file has been opened about the development and research of the blaster gun, and the display of the schematic diagram. Although it is a dull title and words, it is still so eye-catching. I really still can't refuse such a seemingly bland thing, but it's actually a heavy hammer. Yunsheng was fortunate enough to have a cursory look at Xu Teng's graduation thesis. Just a title: "The lightsaber makes people blood boil." And now the blaster gun in this application form is not a traditional live ammunition weapon, but still uses volatile gas as energy. With advanced thinking, gas can also be shot out as energy. For the first time, Yunsheng felt a little bit of doubt. He has grown up so much and has seen many scenes, but to be honest, I have never seen such a scene. If it is your own learning, the student submits such a report, and he has long since scolded him. In front of him is Xu Teng, who can make the lightsaber a reality. He put away his thoughts that could not be done, looking at it step by step according to the schematic diagram. His face was puzzled, then suddenly, then shocked, and finally turned directly into excitement, because from the schematic diagram, Xu Teng is completely able to create a blaster gun. Compared with traditional firearms, blaster guns can fight in any extreme environment: high temperature, low cold, sandstorm. The power of ordinary firearms is fixed, but the blaster gun is different. Through the energy output button at the rear, the amount of energy can be adjusted, so the power of the blaster gun can be changed and its power can be controlled to a certain extent. Penfun library. The most important thing is the rate of fire. Blaster guns fire much faster than normal firearms. This means that if the blaster can be made, it will be the absolute king in the field of firearms, and it can ruthlessly crush all firearms, which is absolute fire suppression. Fuck. Looking at the schematic diagram, Yunsheng unconsciously uttered a dirty word. Who said that junior brother Su needs to be humble? As soon as this schematic came out, should it be me, Yunsheng? At this moment, Yunsheng suddenly thought of a joke on the internet. "Excuse me, if I make a lithography machine, can the state reward me with a suite?" "What are you talking about, my academician?" As it happened, Xu Teng's message was sent: "Senior brother, this time there is a lot of materials, and a lot of materials need to be added in the future. Will it be difficult to pass the approval?" Yunsheng replied immediately by typing, "What are you talking about, my junior brother Xu? Guarantee approval. That's troublesome brother. It's just a small matter, nothing to be concerned about." After replying to the news, Yuncheng immediately picked up his mobile phone and found the phone number of his mentor Su Wei. Teacher, I am Yuncheng. Oh, it's you. Stop, stop, stop. I said too much doze. I have to do it again. After shouting, Su Wei said angrily, if you have something to say, hurry up. Busy. Junior brother Su, there is a new project, and you just provided me with the application form. What? The sound of the stool being kicked over came from the phone, followed by urging words, hurry up, I'm idle now, show me his project and material application form. Yuncheng, still in love after all. Chapter 14. Do you have time now? Before Xu Teng came, I was a good student in your mind. After Xu Teng came, except for his news, whatever I said to you, you replied to me, I'm experimenting, busy. I was complaining in my heart, but I honestly passed the document in the past. The qualifications of Yuncheng are not enough to apply for the materials on the same day, but the one who can be qualified must be the mentor who talks to him. Su Wei. At this time, the students besides Su Wei were still curious. It was obvious that the teacher was a little grumpy just now, but after answering the phone, he became excited and a little excited. Teacher, what's the matter? I don't know, but it seems that there are new scientific research results coming out. The results that can make the tutor excited are not easy. That's natural. Look at the teacher's expression. Huh? The others turned their heads following the tone of this sentence and were stunned. Su Wei is this excited, hands shaking like this, must be excited in the past month or so. Su Wei has not less than asked about Xu Teng's movements in private. The answer that gets the most is always the one, spending all day in the library. It seems to be charging. In most cases, people who do scientific research do not soak in the library, and the place where they spend the most will always be the laboratory, because experimental data and theoretical knowledge will always be biased unless he is about to start a new project. He will first make up for all kinds of knowledge in the library if he has not set foot in it before. That way, there will be direction. But Xu Teng's direction was too advanced, and Su Wei was shocked. He never thought that in real life, firearms would use volatile explosive gases as raw materials. From the schematic diagram, they are powerful and fast, and support operations in various extreme environments. Even the energy beams below are marked with a type 1 as the particle beam, which has a relatively strong ability to kill the human body. The most important thing is that it is specially stated at the back, it is difficult to resist with a lightsaber. Since Xu Teng made the actual lightsaber, his lightsaber and papers have been listed as top secret by Long Guo. A special scientific research team was also established to conduct research. Through research and development, they found that the lightsaber can block bullets. The energy of this weapon is unstoppable, even with a lightsaber. If it hits the body, I am afraid it is even wearing armor will die. The other is the plasma beam, which works better on machines and armor. Wouldn't that just make it clear that whoever is hit will explode? Teacher, junior brother Su hopes that the materials will be passed as soon as possible. He is still waiting for the experiment. Look, there are not many people who are so young, talented, and at the same time love scientific research. Su Wei also thought of Yuncheng's recent experience. There are basically no scientific research achievements. Most of the news is about the management and development of the school. That's really sad. Why are the brothers and sisters so different? It will definitely pass tonight. Not only that, but also let special people send the materials to the past. Junior brother Su said that this is only a part of the research materials, and there will be more in the next stage. Give it what he wants. Take it and I'll know the teacher will definitely obey junior brother Su's request. So that the awesomeness that I have blown in front of junior brother Su will not be broken. Not everything is easy. You learn more from Xiao Su. You haven't produced any scientific research results in these years, and, remember, to meet all the requirements of Xiao Su, the most important point is, you seeing this. Yuncheng looked forward to it. Although in the teacher's mind, junior brother Su is the best, but for me, the teacher still agrees. If you're fine, don't mess with Xiao Su. You don't understand what he's doing. If he needs an assistant, you can consider participating. Yuncheng, woohoo. In the teacher's mind, I was only qualified as an assistant that night. An urgent email was sent from Su Wei's mailbox, which also marked the name of the project person. It was approved in 10 minutes, faster than when Su Wei applied for the project in person that night. After Xu Teng fell asleep, another truck drove into Huiking. Fuck, what's the situation? How come there are so many trucks? The license plates are all official, and I don't know what to ship. It is estimated that it is an experiment of a major nature. Hey, if only I could participate. Hey, little fat man, why do you look like that? When little fatty came back from the library in the afternoon, The roommate felt that little Fatty's mood was a little wrong. If I had to describe it in one word, it would be that is, the soul is attacked. No. I just thought of something bad. Until now, little Fatty has not woken up from the fear of being dominated by Xu Teng. Obviously just glanced at the chat message. Why did it feel that it spanned an entire century? The gap between people can be so big. The next day, the sun was shining. Xu Teng is used to getting up early, and the early morning wind can make people clear. After opening the Prestige, Yun Cheng's message has not been replied yet. Junior brother Su, all the materials you need have been prepared. The laboratory is exclusively for you. If you still need an assistant, just mention it to me. Of course, the follow-up materials are also, as long as you speak, you can arrange them immediately. Senior brother Yun is quite reliable, but he doesn't know the level of senior brother's scientific research. If there's a chance, he still needs to answer some things he doesn't understand. Thank you, brother. As for the assistant, you can arrange two for me. Don't worry, junior brother, I will definitely arrange for you. Is senior brother Yun also up so early? I just sent a message in the past, and it was back in seconds. Senior brother is doing business, I can rest assured at this time. Yun Sheng, who had messy hair, saw this sentence, and he was about to burst into tears. It's worth it if I turn on the message prompt tone to the maximum. I'm afraid of missing the news of the junior brother. Sure enough, the most heartwarming was junior brother Su. When the materials arrived, the plan for the blaster started directly for scientific research. Xu Teng is always tireless. Some time ago, Yun Sheng mentioned one thing, that is, the lightsaber he developed entered a new stage of research, but he created some real objects for continuous testing. Xu Teng was truly relieved when he heard the news for researchers. The most successful moment is when the research and development results are recognized and large-scale promotion is carried out. This is a time every researcher will be proud of, and Xu Teng is no exception from the results. The blaster gun is stronger than the lightsaber. If the blaster can be successfully mass-produced, Longo's military technology will definitely improve a lot. The moment he walked into the research room, Xu Teng habitually muted his phone. Just at this moment, Deng Yu sent a message. I've already arrived at walking school. Do you have time now? If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 15. Listen well, study hard. At this time, Deng Yu was wearing a long white dress, with light makeup on her face, standing against the sun. The back behind her was all rendered by the light, and her whole body highlighted youthful beauty. In fact, before coming, Deng Yu had already prepared a strategy. The moment she received the notice, she was ecstatic. Huking University was the dream school of most students to spend 3 years in this school. How can I not get to know it well? The more you know about the history of the school, the more identity you feel. All the plans were disrupted when Xu Teng took the initiative to leave a message on the moments the day before yesterday. Even if you and I are in the same school, then don't ask me if I am familiar with this school. Just ask me without finding a justifiable reason. Deng Yu knew that it would be difficult for her to date Xu Teng. Pen Fun Library unless she really goes to discuss academic issues with Xu Teng. Everything went as planned. One word, planned to this end. She also made an early bus to come here guessing. Xu Teng must be up at this time. In high school, he got up early every day. As a result, the wait was 10-minute test. No way, didn't he get up? Should I go and make a phone call to him? No, it's not good to make a phone call. Xu Teng doesn't like to act like a spoiled child. Then why don't I find an excuse to ask him about academic questions? And that's not going to work. How can I ask other people's academic questions before the first day of graduate school enrollment? Wouldn't it look like I was a little bit dumb? No, I'll ask him again by sending a message. Otherwise, it will definitely be a morning after waiting like this. Deng Yi knew very well how terrifying Xu Teng was. If he is given enough academic questions to attract him, he can really stay motionless in the classroom. No, it is estimated that the laboratory is not moving now. As soon as he looked up, he saw a handsome man walking over with a smile on his face. Hello, may I ask if you can't find a place? Deng Yu politely responded, thank you, I'm waiting for someone. So he bowed his head and took advantage of his courage to open the dialog box and sent a message. Are you in the dormitory now? The man left. And Deng Yu vaguely heard their conversation. Why did you come back? Someone has a boyfriend, and they are still sending messages to urge him to come over. Hey, not curse? No, it's very polite to read the message. Damn, why didn't I meet such a good girl? Early in the morning, I ate lemons again. Deng Yi blushed for a while. He was not my boyfriend. If it were true, I would convert to Buddhism that night in the office. Yun Sheng was looking at the three students across from him. You already know why you came here. The other two nodded their heads to make it clear. Only the little fat man Tang Heibo had a thoughtful look on his face of the three. Except for Tang Heibo, the other two felt a bit outrageous because the news released by Yun Sheng is, the laboratory needs assistants, and only 3 are recruited originally. Other people thought that they were assistants to a certain scientific research boss, and they wanted to sign up, but when Yun Sheng told them that he was working as an assistant for a graduate student, the news in the group fell into a strange silence. This is Huaking University, and the graduate students who can come in are among the best. I finally got in, expecting to make some grades. But you made me an assistant to others. Are you sure you're not kidding me? If it wasn't for Yun Sheng's identity, many people would have swears on the spot. Although Yun Sheng raised a series of rewards later and guaranteed some promises, no one was still interested. Scientific research does not stop. Time will not turn back. No one wants to waste precious time on this, with the exception of Tang Heibo. When he was in the library yesterday, he witnessed a young but outrageous young man with his own eyes. The key is that he also sent a message to Yun Sheng, and Dean Yun's tone in front of him was quite humble, even a little flattering. Tang Heibo couldn't move the books he read, and there were special people to collect them at night. I saw a group of trucks come in with stuff, and they all entered a separate research room. The next day, Yun Sheng recruited assistants in the group. If everything had nothing to do with the young man, Tang Heibo would not believe it, so Tang Heibo took the initiative. This move made others directly doubt whether Tang Heibo was mentally ill, and it seemed that he was a graduate student who couldn't produce results and wanted to finish his time. The other two took the initiative to ask Tang Heibo because they knew Tang Heibo's character. They would never do such a stupid thing. There must be a reason why things are abnormal. For this reason, Tang Heibo didn't say much. After all, everything would be guessed by him. Just said, if you believe me, you can try it. Anyway, it is just an assistant, and it is estimated that it will not waste much time. As a result, the three came to Yun Sheng. It turned out to be so. I don't have much to say. You guys sign this agreement first. Still need to sign an agreement. The three looked at each other and saw doubts in each other's eyes. Estimate what the labor compensation agreement is, but the three people who saw the title were stunned, because it was written in big characters, confidentiality agreement. I go, this. Dean, you are not mistaken. Only Tang Heibo's eyes lit up. That's right. If you want to join the experiment and become assistants, sign this first. The two turned their heads and glanced at Tang Heibo, and now they finally understood what he said. Although the two believed in Tang Heibo, they were ridiculed by others when they made this move. Pen Fund Library, for example. What about the 3-year trip to Huaking University? Everywhere there are bastards. As long as I'm mixing fast enough, no one will notice that I'm mixing all the time. But Dean Yun's operation is a direct statement to them. This time the experimental research is very different, even at a level that you can't imagine. After the three signed the non-disclosure agreement, Yun Sheng breathed a sigh of relief. He finally found an assistant. As far as Xu Teng's experimental project is concerned, Yun Sheng really wants to be an assistant, but yet the work is too busy. Otherwise, he would like to participate in the project. Yun Sheng patted the three of them on the shoulders. Come with me. 10 minutes later, the four stood at the door of the laboratory. Unlike ordinary laboratories, there are more security forces here, and there are even shadows of several troops. As long as you go in, the people inside will take care of you from now on. Note that you have signed a non-disclosure agreement. You can't say anything here. I can only give you a word. Follow him to learn. Even if you only learn a little, it's enough for you. Don't worry, Dean Yun. We all understand. The three looked expectantly in their eyes. After the door opened, a young background appeared in front of everyone. Chapter 16. We made a lot of M1Y. The expressions of the other two were a little surprised. He was the only one in the laboratory, indicating that he was in charge of everything. Harry Au are so young to be fully in charge of this project. Comparing the two, I can only be his assistant, but he has already begun leading projects that require non-disclosure agreements. So, is this the world of geniuses? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would have no idea that the gap between people could be so big. Only Tang Heibo looked excited, and the back in front of him was too familiar. The shock to him that day was too great. After he left, I couldn't even flip through his textbooks without turning his head to look. Well, yes, the two of them have been dumbfounded, and they are similar to me. Hearing the sound of the door opening, Xu Teng turned around and saw Yun Sheng with three students. Junior brother Xu, I have brought you the person you want. Thank you, brother. It has to be said that Yun Sheng's work is quite reliable. I thought it would take more time to find an assistant. Junior brother's project, how is it going? Yuncheng is an official position, but his path has always been scientific research. He is still very keen on the development of new technologies, and often imagines that one day he will achieve great results. But the longer he sat in the position of dean and was involved in trivial matters, he realized that his scientific research path had basically come to an end now. Even if he is asked to participate in scientific research, there is no such pure mind. He is very curious about the project of the younger brother, because the younger brother can bring different surprises every time. The last time was the lightsaber, making what was only a fantasy a reality. The blaster gun this time is also full of sci-fi colors. Who would have thought that the firearms used by the surrounding people are all live ammunition? And it is a difficult technique to turn the bullets. Xu Teng took a big step directly, using gas to make bullets, and he could hit fast and powerful. This imagination really made him praise. At the beginning, I just built a foundation. But as a whole, I have a general idea, and it should be relatively smooth. Setting pointed to the gun shape on the table, which was rough, wild, and full of violent and beautiful colors except for Tang Heibo. The other two were completely stupid, and they looked at each other as if to say, is everything true? Am I reading it right? Yuncheng is the dean of Huiking University with real power, and many students admire and fear him. Everyone who knew his life knew it. Yuncheng is a student of Su Wei, the current scientific research leader. Later, he was transferred to the position of dean, and now he rarely conducts scientific research, but others have a real level. Unlike some management leaders who can only manage and know nothing about academic level, often people like Yuncheng are more respected by the students. Others can do some scientific research and manage people, and are proficient in everything. Many girls even commented on Yuncheng behind their backs, wondering is jade, liberal and learned, even at an old age. He is a dean with enough charm, but in this small laboratory, the tone of voice just now is correct. It is respect. How old is the young man in front of him? Even the students under Su Wei respect him. Su Wei is a famous academician. Only now did the two know what Yuncheng said before entering the door. Follow him to learn, and learning is all help. This is not a compliment, but an incomparably true exhortation. Tang Heibo was a little amused when he saw the dazed expressions of the two of them. Che, where's this? What's so surprising back then? Oh no, yesterday, I didn't have the right to touch the books he saw in the library. Not only did a special person sort it out, but they even gave my mentality, stop it, and the unimportant things will follow. Yuncheng knew Xu Teng. He said that he already had a general idea, and it would be smoother on the whole. Then the whole process will be relatively smooth. One of the things that people who do scientific research is better is that they will go straight to the point. If you need anything, you will say it directly, and if you encounter difficulties, you will say it directly for them. Every day is precious, and going around is not only a waste of time, but also easy to misunderstand. Well, if you have any questions, just contact me again. If you need any materials, I will get them for you right away. Even if it is air transport, it will meet your requirements. It was him. I heard that a group of trucks wearing raincoats drove into Huiking University last night, and there were even soldiers from the army who came in to play drums all night, all to meet his requirements. The joy of the two was almost overflowing. Turning to look at Tang Heibo, his sentence contains so much information. Well, I will trouble seeing your brother in the future. No trouble, no trouble. Yuncheng saw that the mission had been completed, and turned his head to instruct the three of them. In this laboratory, whatever Xu Teng says, you can do whatever you want. You don't need to question him. Understand? Understood, the three answered loudly, expressing their firm determination. Well, with a wave of his hand, Yuncheng left. The rest of the three looked at Xu Teng with fiery eyes. He was a big boss. He looked young, but he must have made great achievements in places they didn't know. All of this was specially approved for Xu Teng alone. In other places, the three would also consider whether there is a big man behind Xu Teng, but here is Huiking University, one of the top universities in China. Yuncheng is also a person with real power, and the teachers behind it are people who stand on the front line of scientific research. So there is only one possibility. His scientific research ability is enough to alarm Long Guo. Following Xu Teng's side, the value behind it is simply immeasurable. The three of them began to secretly rejoice in their hearts. Those who had been thinking about rubbing the lab with the boss all day had missed out on what a great opportunity they had in the group just now. My name is Xu Teng. You can call me by my name in the future, okay? Senior brother Xu. The three of them are very good, and they speak in unison. Such thick thighs. What is the name? Direct senior brother to arrange rubbing his eyebrows. Xu Teng didn't bother, and then directly arranged their tasks and positions. When doing scientific research, it is actually divided into many small projects and processes. In the previous lightsaber project, Xu Teng was in a hurry and wanted to get out of the complete set as soon as possible. He became a liver emperor, and he handled everything himself, but now that there are assistants, those non-core projects do not need Xu Teng to handle them personally. It's not because he doesn't believe them, but because Xu Teng knows that the core project will definitely not be solved at the level of 3 people. Those secondary projects that follow the steps he gave, operate well, and basically have no problems are more suitable for them to do scientific researches like eating. You have to take it slowly. The 3 people who have divided their work tasks picked up the project title and took a look. Blaster. Chapter 17 Almost Exposed. Blast gun. What is this? Although the 3 of them are on the road of scientific research, they have not yet embarked on their own path, but the most basic knowledge is still there. If you can be admitted to the postgraduate of Xu Teng University, you still have the real level. There shouldn't be anything special about guns. As soon as the 3 of them thought about it, they were stunned when they picked up the general introduction and glanced at it. This NEMA is a science fiction product. Can someone like me really join this kind of team? And guns that don't need bullets. Even though they were prepared in their hearts, the 3 of them were still speechless in surprise. Nowadays, firearms are all guns with live ammunition, and the power depends on the kinetic energy of the bullet. To a certain extent, the larger the size of the firearm, the greater the power will be relatively, but now, the design is roughly described in the original title map. This is a volatile explosive gas as the main raw material, which breaks the concept of traditional solid projectiles and replaces it with condensed light-based energy pulses. It can also be changed according to the type of particle's color. If not standing in the laboratory, looking at the gun body that is gradually taking shape, the 3 would think they were dreaming, or that Xu Teng was joking with him. Pen Fun Library. I know each of the texts on the file. Why are they grouped together? I don't know what they are talking about. Don't talk about it. I think I'm a local dog. Is this really something I'm involved in? Can I really do it? I'm just a little grad student. Xu Teng in the distance didn't know that just a schematic diagram made the hearts of the 3 almost collapse. The differences between people began to be continuously magnified in the scientific research room. Tang Heibo, who had experienced a blow, recovered the fastest, and turned to look at the 2 people who were muttering, "I'm afraid I'm not a waste." Looking at the 2 people's doubts about life, Tang Heibo almost laughed. That's it. He stepped forward and patted the shoulders, comforting the 2 of them, and said, "Don't think too much. Let's follow senior brother Xu to do scientific research well, and we may have our share of other key projects in the future." Yes. This is a great opportunity. Blast gun. I feel excited just looking at the drawings. The 3 began to take the task Xu Teng had given them seriously. Sometimes, when tired, turn around and take a look. The tireless Xu Teng felt a sense of pride in his heart. It is really a great blessing to be able to study with a promising person like senior brother Xu. It is a bit difficult to release the gas into the conversion barrel. If the air tightness is not good, the gas will dissipate directly, but if the air tightness is very tight, new problems will arise. The drawings given by the system are only theoretical. If we really want to solve it, we still have to constantly explore and improve those imperfections and experiments. Turning his head, he saw the 3 standing together, looking at Xu Teng with admiration and embarrassment. What happened to you guys? Although the 3 were called by Yunxing and arranged to be assistants, but Xu Teng doesn't have that kind of arrogance, and he will patiently solve anything he encounters. It's a little late. Xu Teng didn't understand what they were trying to say, when he heard the little fat man's stomach growl. It turns out that it's time for dinner. It's okay, everyone, let's go. There is no need to ask me about such trivial matters in the future. Everyone's physique is different, and doing scientific research is the most mentally intensive. If the sugar content is too low, it will affect the brain's thinking. Eating on time is also an important thing for scientific research. Senior brother Xu, then we'll go. Don't forget to eat. Go. The 3 said goodbye one after another. After a morning's blow, their respect for Xu Teng had reached a peak in scientific research. The best is the first, regardless of age. Why do you always feel like you've forgotten something? Xu Teng rubbed his chin and looked at the prototype of the blaster. Pick up your phone and click on Prestige. I've already arrived at walking school. Do you have time now? This is a message sent by Deng Yi at 7 in the morning. Not long after, another one. Are you in the dormitory now? 10 minutes later, a 3rd message. I found the dormitory. If you're done, remember to contact me. Did we say we're going to have dinner together today? Oops, it was this one. No wonder Xu Teng always felt that he missed something and couldn't remember it all the time. It's 12:30, so I probably haven't eaten yet. Xu Teng typed directly, I have been busy just now. Let's have lunch together. The message has just been sent. Okay, I just haven't eaten yet. So fast. This speed made Xu Teng think of Yunsheng, who replied to his message every time I send a message to senior brother Yun. The opposite side also responds in seconds. Then, see you at the entrance of the Bohemia Garden Canteen. Okay, satisfied JPG. After the message was sent out, Xu Teng realized that something was wrong before. Deng Yu said that it was the first time that she came to Huaking University, and she was not very familiar with this school, and there were more than 10 canteens in Huaking University. Can you find it? You won't get lost. For some colleges, getting lost is a real thing. Because some people's ability to recognize the way is really bad, as long as the place is big enough, the freshman who just entered the school really can't find the place. Seeing the news, Deng Yi felt a little nervous. Did the bad reveal something? No. If it was someone else, it would indeed reveal something, but Xu Teng is not that kind of person. Deng Yi typed, I just ask others to know. I have a strong ability to recognize the way. It is good. See you later. Xu Teng has few hobbies. Scientific research is one of them, and the other is food. There are quite a few canteens in Huaking University. He still likes the Bohemia Garden Canteen the most. The price is cheap and delicious when it comes to money. Xu Teng has no shortage. When Su Wei recruited him to Huaking University before, the promised house and money have been fulfilled. There is a house belonging to Xu Teng outside the campus. He went to see it. It has 4 rooms and 3 halls in this area. The value of the house is also tens of millions, but Xu Teng was reluctant to live in it because it was too far from the laboratory. He felt that the space was quite large when he lived in a separate dormitory, let alone a house with 4 bedrooms and 3 living rooms. There are also more than 1 million project rewards for developing a lightsaber, all of which are stored in his own account, and he has no intention to use it. The most important thing every day is still scientific research, and the campus card that Yunsheng gave him had enough money. Yunsheng once mentioned, your campus card can go to any place in Huaking University, as long as you buy anything on campus. Just swipe the card directly, the card is forever, will not explode. Xu Teng didn't take it seriously either. Food and accommodation were just fine. What does he care about making Longo's technological progress his biggest dream? Thinking of this, I just arrived at the entrance of the Bohemia Garden Canteen. At a glance, I saw Deng Yi standing at the door, wearing a long dress, light makeup, and the whole body was full of youthful breath. Chapter 18 God Assists. It was lunchtime, and there was a lot of traffic at the entrance of the cafeteria. Deng Yi is a standard beauty embryo. Even standing in an inconspicuous place can attract everyone's attention, not to mention the mealtime. Standing in front of the cafeteria, damn, you still see. The man whose ears were pulled by his girlfriend muttered, no way, I just see that she looks a lot like a girl I know. Yo, then you have to tell me which girl you know. Deng Yi, who was standing near the door, kept craned his neck and looked at the crowd. I won't be late. No, according to Xu Teng's character, if he is late, he will ask me, hey, that girl, didn't you see it this morning? The man on the other side asked by pulling his friend's sleeve. She's still waiting for her boyfriend there in the morning. Hey, why is the life between people so big, and such a beautiful girl will take the initiative to wait for someone? Don't say it, my mouth is full of lemons. Let's go over a little bit and see who she is waiting for. Alright, I'm also a little curious. Just as the two walked over, Deng Yi looked over and her eyes lit up. Immediately came over. I'm going. She came over voluntarily. Is it because of me? Don't say it, it's really possible. Before she could finish her words, she heard Deng Yi happily say, Xu Teng, you are finally here. The smile on their faces instantly solidified, and the two suddenly felt so stupid. Looking back, I saw a handsome man on the opposite side walking forward with a smile on his face. I've kept you waiting for a long time. Where? Seeing the expressions on the faces of the two men standing in front of him, Xu Teng turned his head and asked, is this your classmate? No, Deng Yi observed carefully, and suddenly remembered something. Yeah, it's you. Thank you. In the morning, the man's expression was normal for a moment. It's okay. I thought you were lost at the time. If Xu Teng was there in the morning, I'd really be lost. The man took another look at Xu Teng, who was standing beside him in a daze. King Xiu gave people a very comfortable feeling. The most important thing is to stand in front of him, and you will feel a kind of emotion unconsciously. It's just in the face of your indifferent mood. It seems that no matter how many awards you have won, you will be in front of him. Not worth mentioning. The man didn't know why he was feeling this way, and sighed unconsciously. Your boyfriend is a bit special. After saying this, he left. Don't ask his envy pen fun library who doesn't like Deng Yi, who is beautiful and talented. To stay here any longer is to start planting a lemon tree in your heart. Deng Yi blushed and muttered, Xu Teng. If only it were my boyfriend. What are you talking about? This sudden sentence scared Deng Yi. I didn't say anything. His fingers were uneasily buttoning the corners of his clothes, like a girl who had seen through her heart. In fact, Xu Teng had been paying attention to what Deng Yi and the man were saying the initial days, was thinking about how to solve the problems of airtightness and gas, but with a belly growl, it immediately changed. Do you need to pour the soup into the rice balls for the beef with pickled peppers, and do you need to add a small amount of sauce pan duck? Then let's go in. Deng Yi followed Xu Teng, looked at his back, and remembered that he was tired of doing problems often in high school. And looked up at his back. I once thought that the university must be in the same school as him, but after the college entrance examination, I heard that he had an accident, and this disappearance took 4 years. Now I finally meet him at a school, which is still the top school in the country. The man's words made Deng Yi start planning in his heart. Xu Teng probably didn't talk. If not, then I can start now. In 4 years, a lot of things may change. Maybe I have already talked about it and I don't know. I still have to wait and find time to ask carefully. Xu Teng took Deng Yi to the left and then to the right. The surrounding students began to decrease, and the floors were higher. After all, it is a university, and the cafeterias in some places are also divided into regions. There are windows for students to cook, and there are windows for teachers to cook. Dean-level people like Yunsheng who come to the cafeteria to eat can also choose to go to their professional window. Xu Teng, who often eats here, is already familiar with the road, and the most useful part of the campus card that Yunsheng gave him is here can eat better food, and here's a portion of beef with pickled peppers and a small portion of fried duck with sauce. Good. And who is a fan also knows Xu Teng. One day Yunsheng deliberately came to inspect the canteen, and the leaders of the canteen were terrified, thinking that something had gone wrong with the recent meals. As a result, after Yunsheng came, he only emphasized one sentence: if someone comes to eat here with a special campus card in the future, remember to meet his requirements. The leader clearly expressed his understanding, and at the same time, he was also curious as to what kind of students should be emphasized by Dean Yun in person. The next day, and who was having a meal, met Xu Teng, who was holding a special campus card. The tremor was completely cured here. Young man, if you're done eating, if it's not enough, come back to me for extra meals, and you won't be charged extra. Thank you. And turning his head, Xu Teng saw Deng Yi's stunned expression. What's wrong with you? I was just thinking about something. The restaurants where he eats are different, the attitude of Ant is different, and the campus card in Xu Teng's hand is completely different from the one in his own. In fact, these can already be shown. Xu Teng's identity is different from her identity. But this is Huiking University, not to say yes, you are also a graduate student of Huiking University, and we are all enrolled in the same class today. How we come in the process and the way we get admission is different. Did you really get in? It wouldn't be a special move, but I haven't heard that the senior year can also recruit graduate students. Oh, then you can order whatever you want. The food here tastes good. By the way, I'll invite you today. Hearing the last sentence, Deng Yi smiled. The result of the meal is the same. The process is different. The person who pays the bill has changed, and the mood will also change. It just so happened that Deng Yi was also hungry, and turned to look at the delicious meal that Xu Teng ordered. He turned back and smiled at Ant. And give me a copy like his. Good. When the same meal was handed out from the window, Ant smiled. Little girl, you look so good looking. The two of you are a perfect match together. A blush stained her cheeks, and Deng Yi said softly, we're not yet. Ant said in an old-fashioned tone, it's okay. I see that this guy always comes to eat alone. You should seize the opportunity. After a long time, the person will naturally be yours. Deng Yi was stunned, then excited. And what a god assist. Chapter 19. Deng Yi returned to his seat and saw that Xu Teng was skillfully soaking the rice balls in the beef juice. The white rice ball is mixed with viscous juice, and it is full of aroma when you eat it. The boiled beef is extra soft and not blunt. The beef used in the cafeteria is extraordinarily smooth. All the words Deng Yi wanted to say were taken back in her stomach, and she was actually hungry at this moment. Xu Teng looked up at her blankly. Come on, Deng Yi, you can do it. Ant in the cafeteria gave you an assist just now, and when you turned your head, you saw Ant looked over and gave you an encouraging look. How did you spend your 4 years in college? Xu Teng didn't understand why Deng Yi was nervous, thought for a moment, and replied, it's very simple. Take classes seriously, do exercise as well, and read the latest scientific research newspapers in your spare time. Exactly what I thought. Deng Yi was relieved. It would be fine if he didn't fall in love, The corners of his eyes were curved, and a good-looking arc was raised. Pen Fun Library. Even the appetite has returned, and the food in front of me is also attractive. I tasted a mouthful of sauce duck, and the spiciness is just right, not blunt. Are you suddenly happy? Xu Teng's change in Deng Yi's mood is a bit strange, but he didn't ask much, and concentrated on the meal in front of him. Huking University is really hiding a dragon and a crouching tiger. Deng Yi, who took a bite of the meal, sighed. What's wrong? Xu Teng cast an inquiring look. I added a large group of this year's alumni yesterday, and today the group is discussing two things. Deng Yi, who took a sip of the soup, continued. The first thing is, last night, a group of large trucks drove into Huking University overnight, and the things on the trucks were covered with heavy cloth. Some students at night were frightened by the group of trucks that suddenly entered the school. When I jumped, I thought it was some unrelated person who drove in. When I was about to call the police, I found that there was a car of troops behind me. Everyone was stunned. Seeing Xu Teng's confused expression, Deng Yi said in surprise, "Don't you know, I went to bed early yesterday. The place where Yunsheng arranges a separate dormitory is relatively quiet, with more trees and good sound insulation at the same time. The quality of Xu Teng's sleep has always been very good. After falling asleep, it is not easy to wake up." "Oh, that's probably what happened after you fell asleep. What about the second thing?" Xu Teng, who had almost eaten his food, began to become a professional cheerleader. "The second thing, Dean Yun personally recruited people in the group this morning, saying that he was recruiting assistants for the laboratory. At first, the students thought that another scientific researcher needed assistance, and many people signed up. Unexpectedly, Dean Yun explained in person that he was recruiting assistants for graduate students. So everyone became silent, and many people stopped talking. Later, I heard that 3 students took the initiative to sign up, and they really used to be assistants." Xu Teng became silent after such an association. He understood that it was no wonder that the materials came so quickly, and they were all brought in by trucks, and even the troops were used. Senior brother Yun is simply a very reliable person. He also said before that if there is something missing, tell me directly. Even if it is a plane, I will bring it to you. This sentence does not seem to be perfunctory. Hey, Huking University is really not an ordinary school. I just came in and saw such a large lineup. The discussion in the group is crazy now. Then why didn't I receive the news? Xu Teng wondered. You didn't join the big group, did you? Large group. As expected, I invited you. Just click in. Click on Prestige. Huking Postgraduate Exchange Group applications for membership joined successfully. Another second to join. Xu Teng felt a little strange whether it's to Yunsheng or Deng Yi. The message is answered in seconds. The same is true for applying to join the Prestige Group now. Newcomers are welcome to join the group. As soon as this sentence came out, it was immediately brushed away by the next second of news. If you want me to say, the one who beckoned the assistant this morning will definitely not be a graduate student. Have you ever heard of graduate students? Do you still need to recruit graduate students to be assistants? God has arranged the greatest arrangement. I was suspicious at first, but you must know that it was President Yun who sent the message in person, and he never joked. Dean Yun, why don't you joke around? I don't know either, please. Dean Yun is from a scientific research background. Whoever has a scientific background will joke about things related to scientific research. I'm just a kitten. Can you please not discuss these two things separately? If yesterday, the equipment brought in by truck at night is the same thing as recruiting graduate students as assistants today, say it. The atmosphere suddenly became silent, and a cold session took place. Deng Yi, who was reading the news, looked up at Xu Teng as if she had found a blind spot. Could it have something to do with him? This idea popped into my head. No, it shouldn't. How is it possible? In high school, I knew him, but the score was a little higher, so it wouldn't be so outrageous. Equipment shipped overnight. This at least involves a major study. Didn't 3 of them become assistants? Go ask, or you'll know. I will definitely not play games tomorrow. My roommate is yes, I asked, and he kept giggling at me. I suspect that he was subjected to a shameful experiment, and since he came back, he has been laughing, and his mouth is almost cracked. If you don't say it, don't say it. What jokes do you post in the group? I will definitely not play games tomorrow. I am wrong. What I said is true. God arranged the biggest one. Actually, my roommate is too. Look at my drift. Add 1. The atmosphere was once again in a weird place. If they weren't doing the shame experiment, that means normal IQs. When people are happy, they will laugh and laugh all the time. That is, they are always happy. So, stop. Don't think any more. Thinking along this line of thinking, Everyone felt that it was a big loss, and the loss went to my grandma's house. Look, the discussion in the group is crazy now. I really don't know what happened to those 3 people who became assistants and kept laughing. Deng Yi looked up at Xu Teng. It was found that Xu Teng was looking at himself with a strange look. What's wrong with me? Deng Yi touched her face, wondering if there was something on her face. The project of the blaster cannot be disclosed, and the person who signed the agreement cannot say a word to the outside world. Xu Teng didn't expect that his newly applied project would cause such a big turmoil. This is a top university and a dream destination for many students. As a result, I accidentally ate melon and ate myself. Seeing so many people guessing his identity in the group, Xu Teng had a strange feeling. I am obviously by your side, but you don't know it. Have you finished eating? Xu Teng asked. Chapter 20. Me, I'm done eating. Deng Yi has a very good figure, and this is also the case when she deliberately controls her appetite under the choice of eating and keeping in shape. She chose the latter. Then are you okay? Deng Yi was stunned by Xu Teng's words, and it seemed that nothing happened. Just when he was in a daze, Xu Teng said, unexpectedly, there is nothing to do. Then I will go first. Gun, is this gun? Xu Teng, who was carrying the dinner plate, explained, I've been very busy recently. I'll contact you next time when I have a chance. Deng Yimilang nodded. Then I saw Xu Teng left without looking back. Only then did she remember one thing. As a scientific research talent, Xu Teng has a good grasp on many things. For example, if you say it's a meeting, let's have a meal, he really just met you for a meal, and after that, he went back to the laboratory to continue his research. This is also the reason why Deng Yi was attracted by Xu Teng, the pure heart. As always, seeing the back of Xu Teng leaving, Deng Yi sighed. Hey, I can only find a chance to ask him later. Anyway, everyone is in Huaking University, so it's very convenient to find someone. It's not like 4 years of college, and you don't know where people are at all. Drop. New prestige news. Hey, you have already arrived at Huaking School. This is, after looking at the head portrait for a while, Deng Yi remembered the person's name. Li Guangda. The family has money and is a veritable second-generation rich. When I was in high school, I was very positive and my grades were good, but the atmosphere was not good. I heard that I had to change my girlfriend during the cutoff time. At that time, I took the initiative to say hello to myself. Out of politeness, Deng Yi just replied, and there was no contact after that. It is a classmate who is not very familiar. As soon as the news was sent, Li Guangda responded in seconds, I'm from Beijing University next door to you. I've been in Kyoto for a few years, and I'm familiar with everything around here. I'm also familiar with your school. At this point, it stopped. A few seconds later, Li Guangda saw that no news was sent. He frowned and typed again, you have just come here, right? Or, at noon, I will do the landlord's friendship and invite you to dinner, have a meal. Deng Yi is not the kind of girl who is easily deceived. Her family, the environment is also good. She is really not interested in people like Li Guangda. I just finished eating. Finished? At this moment, Li Guangda made up his mind. Deng Yi and Xu Teng said in the news of the circle of friends before, there is a chance to meet. It is estimated that the meal this time is for the two of them to eat together. The more Li Guangda thought about it, the more angry he became. Xu Teng was not a nerd, no, he was even a thief. You just didn't see his deep-seated things, and you were deceived by what he showed on the surface. Why did an undergraduate student who could not even find his graduation thesis entered Huaking University to become a graduate student? I'm going to debunk him and make you realize it all. I'll tell you a secret. Xu Teng's. Originally Deng Yi didn't want to pay attention to him. The two were not very familiar with him, and his ethos was not good. It is completely unnecessary to get close to this kind of person. But the other side mentioned Xu Teng and said there was a secret, which made Deng Yi tempted. You talk, I listen. Seeing this news, Li Guangda was even more angry. What do you mean? When I tell you other things, I just don't care. As soon as you talk about Xu Teng, you are excited. Xu Teng entered Huaking University by not taking a formal exam. While eating, Deng Yi also felt it's not the student's window to order the meal. And, who was doing the meal, didn't shake his hand at all. He seemed to be familiar with him, and said that he often saw him. The most important thing is that the campus card in his hand is a little different from his own. Everyone's graduation thesis can be found on the internet. I searched it on purpose. Do you know what I found? Deng Yi typed subconsciously and replied, didn't find it. Yes, I just couldn't find it. Li Guangda's words shocked Deng Yi. There are several reasons why the paper cannot be found on the official website. The two most obvious reasons are that the data in the paper is falsified or suspected of plagiarism. Various improper academic styles have been found, so they have been blocked. The other is, It is possible that I have not finished it at all, or even have not finished the project, but will these two situations arise for Xu Teng? Totally impossible. If so, how could Xu Teng be so different at Huaking University? So, I think Xu Teng must have done something wrong. I have a relationship with Huaking University. I want to say that a student who entered the second book can't find it on the internet. How could he be admitted by exam? Xu Teng probably didn't know that I had discovered a secret, so I let him chat for a few days. This kind of person shouldn't appear in Huaking University. Those of us who read books honestly, it just chilled the hearts of all the poor students. Type everything you want to say in one go. Li Guangda's heart is very comfortable, so he should say it clearly, and Deng Yi, who is secretive, may not be able to understand now. Deng Yi must know what kind of person Xu Teng is, and he can see clearly when Deng Yi saw this series of words, she understood Li Guangda is just that kind of dog-eyed look down on others. Everyone is from a high school. Wouldn't he know Xu Teng's grades in high school? Finally took the college entrance examination, because of food poisoning. Will he not know? It's purely for the disgusting people step on the once genius Xu Teng and make more people believe in him. This kind of villain will have a sense of accomplishment. Deng Yi has seen this kind of person in more than 20 years, and there are many more. Are you finished? It's over. Li Guangda still responded in seconds. He believed that as long as someone as smart as Deng Yi, as long as he understood it, he would definitely know how good I am. Rich, good grades, just next door to Beijing University. There will definitely be many opportunities to meet in the future. You are really disgusting. Li Guangda was stunned for a few seconds. Did you send the wrong message? This is a little different from what I imagined. You don't know Xu Teng's high school grades? Others have always been the first in their grades. You didn't even surpass me back then. I don't know how you have the face to talk about others. Also, he failed because he only took 3 subjects. What are you? You keep making irresponsible remarks in front of me. The most important thing is that you deliberately searched for other people's papers in order to be disgusting. You never thought that his paper was not released because of another situation. Roll. Deng Yi has never had a good face for those who damage the reputation of her friends, especially this kind of initiative to come to the door. Do you really understand? This sentence was sent, but it was rejected. Looking at the red exclamation mark, Li Guangda's face was grim. Chapter 21. Is scientific research so simple? How dare you delete me? Li Guangda looked at the red exclamation mark and still did not accept the reality. He knew that with Deng Yi's IQ, as long as he said half of it, he would understand what he wanted to express. The shielding of papers is nothing more than improper academic issues or incomplete completion. As for whether there will be another kind of problem shielding, Li Guangda never thought about it because he thinks Xu Teng is unworthy. University is not a high school. If the college entrance examination fails, the university will definitely rise up. What? Who do you think you are? Did you make up Grimm's fairy tales? It's like this. Then don't blame me. Li Guangda has 2 purposes. One is to keep Deng Yi away from Xu Teng, and the other is to make Xu Teng stink. Beijing University and Huaking are next door, and there are many places where the relationship network between them intersects. After all, when there is no class, students will walk around the school next door. Coincidentally, Li Guangda also knew the graduate students of Huaking. Have you found the news that I want you to check, Brother Li? I searched the notification board for a long time, but there is no name of the student Xu Teng you mentioned. You sure? Not really. Could it be that Xu Teng is lying? No, not possible. Li Guangda is not very familiar with Xu Teng. He heard this name the most times on the list of high school grades. Number 1 is always Xu Teng. People's personalities are not so easy to change, and there is no need for Xu Teng to lie and deceive people in such public places as moments, especially if he is deceived by his classmate Deng Yi, which is completely meaningless. Judging from Deng Yi's reaction just now, she should have already met Xu Teng. However, Xu Teng is not on the list of graduate admissions. What is the matter? No, not right. It should be said that the absence of Xu Teng's name is a normal situation. The list of top colleges and universities admitted, even if it is just an announcement. But it is a matter of concern for the group of graduate students. If an admitted person is searched on the internet by others, he finds that he does not even have an undergraduate thesis. What will happen? Report? That's right, it's a report. Others will say, how can a person who has never even done a thesis go to a graduate student in a top university? Isn't this just bullying poor students? Well, you Xu Teng, I didn't expect you up in fun library. The face-to-face relationship is quite thoughtful for you. If I hadn't discovered it by accident, I would have been deceived by your superficial honesty. Okay, I get it. After saying this, Li Guangda directly transferred 500 yuan to the other party. This is your hard-earned money. Please trouble you, Brother Li, this. I'm so sorry. I didn't do anything, I just went to look up a name. Take it, this matter you investigated is very important to me. As soon as the words were finished, news came from the Prestige. The other party has accepted your transfer then. Do I need to do anything more for Brother Li? Zhu Yuang has long heard that Li Guangda is a rich second generation, and his shots are more generous, but I didn't expect that the other side was so generous. I just checked the published list of graduate students, and then asked people around me if they had heard of Xu Teng. It took him a total of 1 hour to complete the lap. After telling Li Guangda the final result, he received a transfer of 500 yuan. It's so easy to earn this money, and it's easy to make Zhu Yuang a little addicted. After thinking for a while, Li Guangda sent a message. Actually, I also need a little help from you, Brother Li. Please don't be polite to me and use me with confidence. Zhu Yuang seemed to have seen a lot of money thrown on his face in the laboratory. Xu Teng was contemplating the design drawings in front of him. The air tightness problem has been solved, and the next step is how to turn it all into a powerful particle beam. The condition for becoming a particle beam is to make the volatile gas excited by the energy of the weapon power source. Excitation is a difficult problem. If the energy is not handled properly, too much energy will directly explode the gun barrel. In the distance, the three of Teng Heibo shivered as they watched Xu Teng's back after becoming Xu Teng's assistant. They are being hit every moment. The person in front of them is not only more talented than them, but also has better imagination than them, and even the ability to concentrate is stronger than them. Sitting in one position, meditating on the drawing for hours, not moving. 3 people really can't do it. How do I feel that after becoming assistants, we are getting hit more and more times? I thought it was just me feeling that way. Never it occurred to me that the real genius is what we should look up to like this. Only Teng Heibo's mentality should be a little more stable, because that day he was comforted by his parents for a whole day, and then he accepted the idea that he was an ordinary person. Even so, the Dao heart almost collapsed today because of the sentence that Dean Yun said. The entire laboratory listened to Xu Teng alone. This sentence was not casually said after participating in the project. The 3 people learned about it. This is not someone else's research project. In other words, Xu Teng is the leader in charge of the entire project. I became his assistant when he was so young, and he showed me how horrible the world is. Stop, I can't think about this thought any longer. Teng Heibo directly cut off his thoughts, and if he went on, he would, like the other 2, begin to doubt his life again. Hey, senior brother Xu moved, he won't solve it again. This problem. Before going to dinner at noon, the 3 assistants found that the experiment immediately entered the first difficulty, that is when the gas is introduced into the chamber. The sealing of the blaster is a problem. Too tight or too loose will have a certain impact on the barrel in the cognition of the 3 people. This kind of problem usually takes a week or even longer to solve because the experiment needs to be done again and again. Record data for comparison, test them under different conditions, and finally find the correct answer. Pen Fun Library. But in fact, when the 3 returned from lunch, they found that Xu Teng's experiment had entered the next step. What tightness? Isn't that an issue of the past? At that moment, the 3 of them doubted themselves for a moment. We just went for lunch and didn't go through the time-space tunnel. When did scientific research become so simple? A problem that can be solved after eating. Judging from the situation at the scene, it seems that this new problem encountered will also be solved this time. The problem is clearly more difficult than sealing. Buzzing. A faint blue light began to appear, at first a small dot, then enlarged with a bang. It hit the test board in front. A small black hole appeared on the special board. Is this a success? The 3 looked at each other excitedly. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 22 Rhythm. Although the 3 did not solve the core problem, they were also assistants in the laboratory and participated in the development of the team inside the project. There is a sense of participation, something that can subvert the theory of firearms has taken a big step at this moment, and a sense of glory will rise from the bottom of my heart. More or less the faint blue light went out, the black hole on the trait board was still hissing, and the residual energy was burning. Senior brother Xu, I made a simple product in 1 day. Senior brother, you are too powerful. After careful calculation, you haven't arrived for 24 hours. I have to say, senior brother is awesome. He made the finished product in 1 afternoon. The 3 looked at each other and saw the dissatisfaction in each other's eyes. Good guy, everyone is an assistant on the surface. Has it started rolling up secretly, even in front of his senior brother? He completely disregarded the feelings of his classmates. Well, it's okay. There are some differences from what I expected. Tang Heibo picked it up immediately. It is estimated that senior brother is also happy with the progress of the research. Xu Teng turned his head and glanced, and said something softly. I think it's still a little slow. Tang Heibo, the other two, I want to complain. But I don't know where to start. Obviously it is also scientific research. Why, after being with brother Xu, I found that everything has become much easier. Senior brother, how did you solve it just now? Tang Heibo wanted to ask, and from it he came up with Xu Teng's solution, but when they asked questions, they didn't know how to ask them, because they didn't know what problems they encountered this time. Damn, yet another frustration. Brothers have solved the problem, but we don't even know what the problem looks like. Xu Teng glanced at the three of them and sighed when he saw the bright eyes. After solving the problem of the tightness of the barrel, the next problem is how to excite the energy in the barrel. The key problem here is how to ignite the gas. I initially had several thoughts on this issue. One is to use an ordinary ignition method to give an ignition point and slowly test the range of the flammable temperature of the gas. For this, facing Xu Teng's detailed explanation, the three of them were stunned at first because from the overall level, they are here to paddle, and it is difficult for the bastard to focus on key issues, can ask constructive questions. Their own definition was the same at the beginning, and simple problems were left to us to deal with. So don't delay senior brother Xu's time. I didn't expect Xu Teng to really answer their questions and provide ideas in detail, but now, they understand. Xu Teng really doesn't care. If you really want to learn, I am willing to teach you sincerely. Many university teachers do not have the patience of Xu Teng. This talk is half an hour. After a series of analysis, I finally decided to use the second method. Fortunately, the final result also told me that this scheme is indeed useful. After speaking, Xu Teng looked at the three seriously. The three looked at each other and made eye contact. Do you understand? I'm telling the truth, I really understand. How about you? The other two looked at Tang Heibo, who was also stunned at the moment. The original paddling trio thought that they must not understand such a profound question, but after Xu Teng explained it, they were surprised to find out it seems not too difficult. Those of us paddling can understand. Does that mean that if we encounter core problems in the future, we can also solve them? No, not inflated, no matter how you say it. Senior brother Xu taught it well, so, the three of them said in unison, Senior brother, through your answer, we really understood. Real. It turned out to be like this. There are still extra materials in the laboratory. I will show you the specific process. According to the schematic diagram I drew, you can try to create it. Okay, brother. With great interest, the three found materials in the corner. Assemble them together according to the drawing. I think we can do it. Don't say it. I also have such confidence. After listening to the explanation from senior brother, I went through it again in my mind, and found that the original problem was not that difficult. That's exactly what I thought. It turns out that everyone is like this. It seems that our IQs are not low, and we are occasionally blocked. Hey, I feel very refreshed when I think that I can also make a simple quality blaster. An hour later, the three of them looked at the material without any progress in front of them, unable to do anything. Brain, I learned. Really, it's not that hard. Zen. Yes, I thought about it again, and if I follow the steps, it will indeed work. Hand, what are you talking about, Nima? If you don't understand, you don't understand. You must learn to admit the gap with others. Koku the stomach growled again. The three looked at each other tacitly. Senior brother said, if we are hungry, we can go to eat without asking him for instructions. I remember what senior brother said at noon. Then why don't we go to the cafeteria? Agreed. After much deliberation, it's the easiest thing to do. Bring a copy for senior brother. It is good. The three looked back, and Xu Teng, who was busy again, felt a critical strike. Beijing University, a dormitory. Brother Li, are you going out to play tonight? Forget it. Don't go out. I'm not in the mood. Li Guangda waved his hand and refused. The roommate came up and said, oh. Why is our brother Li's mood getting worse today? I don't usually go out for a while at night. Another day, when the roommate saw Li Guangda's interest, he didn't say much, and went out with other people. Li Guangda's phone lit up, and a new message popped up. Brother Li, the news about Xu Teng has been spread out. Is it posted in all groups? Well, how could I dare not do my best to do what Brother Li explained? That's good. You have a new transfer. Zhu Yuang opened it and saw that it was 50,000. My god, Li Guangda is really generous. Brother Li, what you gave is too much. Although Zhu Yuang was very happy, he was still complimenting Li Guangda. After all, There's not a lot to do. It is to find a few younger brothers, apply for more than a dozen signals, and set a rhythm in each group. From time to time it is said that a student named Xu Teng came to Huaking University, and he came through the back door. How can such students appear in the school back and forth? It's just a few hours now while the groups are spreading the name Xu Teng. I asked the younger brother for 500 yuan. After converting it, I could get more than 40,000 yuan in a few hours. Li Guangda is indeed the god of wealth. It's okay, this is what you deserve, and I will come to you in the future, okay? Promise to complete Brother Li's task. Both parties are happy with each other. Chapter 23. A group of clowns. When someone says something, it doesn't get everyone's attention. However, when a group of people begins to accuse a person in an organized and purposeful manner, the negative side of public opinion will lead him. After Li Guangda's 50,000 smashdown, Zhu Yong worked harder. Xu Teng's name began to be screened in various social groups of Huaking University. Have you heard that there seems to be a problem with the postgraduate quota this year? I will definitely not play games tomorrow. Cut. You can just say it directly. Isn't it a person named Xu Teng? I have seen this name in many groups. God has arranged the greatest arrangement. What do you think? I will definitely not play games tomorrow. How can I watch it? Just lie down and watch it. I went to check it out just now and found that the situation is indeed like this. This name is not listed on the graduate admission list published on the school's official website. God has arranged the greatest arrangement. I also searched for papers, and found that there is really no such thing as a paper. Look at me drifting. So, today a graduate student named Xu Teng came in through the back door? I will definitely not play games tomorrow. Not necessarily. There is no news at all. Maybe there is no such person in the school at all. Otherwise, what level must be reached to make all the news disappear? If it's really not from our school, what's the point of others coming to black this person? I don't think it's possible. The school must have this person in the case of constant disputes. Someone suddenly forwarded a video in. Fuck, everyone, come and see. Someone anonymously reported Xu Teng from our school on the internet. Everyone clicked on the video one after another, and one person in the video called to report anonymously, and the voice was processed. A core meaning is, Huaking University has recruited a person named Xu Teng, but his name is not on the official website of the published list. The strangest thing is that the papers are not found, and all are blocked. If things are true, I have to say, it is really disgusting. God arranged the biggest. Indeed, this kind of situation can still occur in our school, and we will live for a long time. Some people in the group are diving to watch the news, and the people who posted the news are full of righteous indignation. It is my shame to be classmates with such people. Just then, a new message interrupted everyone's queue. This is someone slandering Xu Teng. He is not such a person. Yo, if you say it's not, it's not. Do you have evidence? It's just like this, and there are people who come to clean it up. It's really disgusting. Deng Yi, who was watching the news in the group, trembled with anger. From the connection before and after the incident, she could guess that Li Guangda must be operating behind it all is against Xu Teng, and Li Guangda happens to be rich publishing public opinion. As long as you spend more money, the Navy will naturally lead to public opinion easily. Those who are engaged in scientific research and academics have zero tolerance for this kind of fraud. To become a graduate student in the face of evidence, even if some people hold a judgmental attitude, more people will choose to believe the public opinion carefully planned by Li Guangda. The three of Teng Heibo, who were going back after dinner, also saw it in the group. What do you think about this matter? Come on, it's just a bunch of clowns. If we hadn't signed a non-disclosure agreement, I would definitely fight some follower dogs in the group to let them know that my keyboard is not made of dough. It's a bit interesting to report anonymously. It seems that the people behind it still want to leave a way out for themselves. Teng Heibo snorted coldly and said, leave a way back? Impossible. When the mastermind behind him decides to attack senior brother Su, he is doomed to have only one way, a dead end. Indeed, who would have thought that the three biggest troubles in Huaking in the past 2 days are all behind the same person? It won't take a few days for us to see the final result. Ignore this for now. If we are in the group, we don't need to talk to the senior brother, just let him do the experiment with peace of mind. That's right, it's a blaster gun. It subverts traditional firearms. And what are those people in the group who attack senior brothers? The three entered the door cautiously. Xu Teng remained the same as before, motionless, and this time he was lost in thought. Senior brother, I brought you food. Teng Heibo stepped forward and said softly. Xu Teng didn't speak. The three of them looked at each other, put the food on the table, and went back to their respective census post. He continued to study how to solve the problem of energy excitation. The seemingly easy thing was further introduced by Xu Teng. I don't know why, just can't do it. Sure enough, the brain and the hand are always two states. Xu Teng was already lost in thought, not caring about the situation around him, let alone hearing Tang Heibo's voice calling him to eat. Now it's a matter of controlling the energy output. Conversely, it is inferred that the energy output is small, and the energy during excitation should be smaller. Correspondingly, if you want to connect with a knob, you need to divide the excited state of energy into different parts, so the scale behind should also be the total energy scale. That's what I did just now, but a new problem has arisen. The pen in his hand kept drawing on the paper. The problem just now and the corresponding state now with more and more scrap paper on the table. The night is getting darker. The result of the calculation is not wrong. If it is calculated according to the drawings, this time it should be able to control the energy output. Buzzing, the faint blue light began to be activated again. This was the 10th experiment. Boom, a small dark blue light beam shot out and hit the beta version. Xu Teng immediately adjusted the knob on the back, and as the knob got smaller, so did the energy. Alright, I'll try the energy heavy part again. Xu Teng turned the knob slowly, but this time boom, a slight explosion sounded, and the gun chamber was blown open again. Hey, still can't do it. Cuckoo. Just as Xu Teng was about to sit down, his stomach growled. Looking at the time, it was 2:30 in the morning. Looking back, I was the only one left in the laboratory. Time flies so fast, it's so late. There was a lunchbox on a table not far away, and when I walked in, I saw that there was a note on it. Senior brother, this is the meal for you. I guess it will be cold when you want to eat it. It's okay, there are some fast food next to you, chocolate, instant noodles, ham, and an egg. Forget it, let's go here today. Today's Xu Teng is sleepy and hungry, and it's true that he can't take it anymore after eating a little. I slept in the folding bed next to my clothes. Chapter 24. Waiting to be punched. At 6:30 in the morning, the weather was just a little brighter. The door of the research room was slowly pushed open from the outside. Tang Heibo, what time did you say brother will go back last night? I don't know about that. I guess no one will leave at 1 or 2 o'clock. Hey, it's really disappointing to meet such a genius who is still working hard. Tang Heibo, who was turning on the light, said with a smile, on the one hand, there is despair, and on the other hand, it is not to let us constantly urge ourselves to improve. Before he finished speaking, he stared in one direction and was stunned. What's wrong? Yeah, has senior brother already come? The two entered the laboratory and looked at Xu Teng, who was awakened with a confused expression. Brother Xu didn't go back to the dormitory directly. Did he sleep in the laboratory? This horse, it's a bit of a blow. The slightly confused brains of the three are no longer sleepy. Senior brother. You just slept in the lab? Xu Teng rubbed his aching shoulders and said, last night I saw that it was too late, so I didn't go back to the bedroom at all. By the way, thank you for the chocolates you left yesterday. Tang Heibo immediately responded, senior brother, you haven't had breakfast yet. I'll buy it for you. What you want to eat? Damn, I was preempted by the licking dog again. Why is he not so skilled every time? No, I'll go by myself. I won't bother you anymore. No trouble, no trouble, the three said in unison, and looked at each other calmly. Xu Teng was not used to letting others bring breakfast, so he slept in the lab all night, not only feeling uncomfortable, but also feeling a little dizzy in the early morning. The air is fresh and going out for a walk is just conducive to the divergence of thinking. Is the piece that I told you about yesterday finally made? When asked about this, the three of them immediately stopped and whispered, I haven't made it out yet. Then do it quickly, digest it well, okay? The higher the national ranking, the better the atmosphere. No matter what time you wake up, somewhere you will find someone already up before you. 6:40 is not too late. The flow of people in the school gradually increased, and 1 serving of fried dough sticks, another bowl of mung bean porridge, and 1 serving of xiaolong bao. Good, I didn't eat last night, so I managed a little late at night sleep. Woke up a little hungry and added some extra breakfast. Young man, why didn't you come over for dinner last night? I went to do the experiment, and I forgot the time. Hey, you still have to eat your meals on time, so that you will have a healthy body to support your experiments. The golden yellow fritters were still steaming, and there was a fragrance in the air. Mung bean porridge added a few spoons of sugar, and after drinking a little, it warmed the stomach and the sweetness was just enough. That's what it tastes like. Slowly dip the golden fried dough sticks into the mung bean porridge. And while eating, the phone rang. Take a look at the contact person. Brother Yoon, Xu Teng hasn't finished speaking yet and came Yun Sheng's eager voice, "Junior brother Su, are you okay?" "I'm fine, what's wrong?" While answering, he drank porridge pen fun liberating hearing Xu Teng drinking porridge. Yun Sheng finally breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that Xu Teng really has no problem. 10 minutes ago, as soon as the phone was turned on in the morning, Yun Sheng received a report from others, and it was initiated after many people joined forces. The letter was densely signed, and there were at least dozens of them at a glance. Report graduate admissions. Looking at the title, Yun Sheng is a little strange after all. The list of postgraduate admissions and admissions has always been notified to the whole society through the official website in this area. Huaking University will not do anything. It is fair and just after all, so many pairs of eyes are always staring at it. If there's any problem and it is made a big issue, the relevant personnel will definitely be dealt with. Nowadays, the power of the internet is getting stronger and stronger, and one sentence will drown people with a curious thought. Yun Sheng took a closer look. The complainant Xu Teng did not find any relevant papers on the official website, and there is no such person even on the official list. Xu Teng, is it a relationship of the same name? After the report letter, the appendix is the relevant screenshot information. Yun Sheng took a closer look, and it was the time of entry and exit of the library and the dynamic comment in the circle of friends, "I am also enrolled in Huaking." In the end, even the chat records of Xu Teng's mother and others were caught. "My son," he said, he was admitted to Huaking Graduate School. "After a while, when he gets home, I plan to make him a drink to celebrate." Now Yun Sheng understood completely. Xu Teng is not the same name, it is his junior brother Su. When I opened the group he joined, many students were at him. "President Yun, aren't you going to explain it?" It turns out that Huaking will also have this kind of transaction. It is really degenerate. If I hadn't seen the complete evidence, I almost thought it was fabricated by others. Hey, you really have enough. If you can't find the paper, why can't you consider other reasons? Why you can't consider it as a special talent without a name on the official website? You are stupid in reading. What can be special about a student with a second book? Do you still need to hardwash it at this time? What do you call me washing? I think you are stupid. Obviously someone is deliberately playing Xu Teng. Can't you see it? At this time, a message skipped. "I have hired a lawyer. Please tell Li Guangda a word. If you don't stop, just wait for the lawsuit." Who is this girl? So rigid. Yesterday she just kept talking for Xu Teng. I heard it was Deng Yi. Yun Sheng was shocked and angry when he saw the news. Surprisingly, someone was spreading rumors to Xu Teng behind his back. Others are students who built lightsabers and are now working hard on blasters. Such a student has always been favored by academicians. What are you? The anger is, judging from what Deng Yi said just now, it was a man named Li Guangda who came to mess with him on purpose. Okay, Li Guangda, right, you wait for me. No matter what kind of forces are behind you, this time we'll let you know what it means to be a heavy punch from the official. But before that, Yun Sheng hurriedly called Xu Teng, fearing that something might be wrong with him. "It's just that some people started to spread rumors about you in the group, but don't worry, just leave these issues to me to deal with." "Oh," Xu Teng replied while swallowing the fried dough sticks, "then don't delay. It's time for junior brother Su to have breakfast." As soon as he hung up the phone, Xu Teng picked up his phone to read the news that he joined the prestige group yesterday. One night in the laboratory, there was an accident. Xu Teng wanted to see what was going on, and it was worth letting Yun Sheng call him in the morning. Chapter 25 Official Statement. Click on the group and see that the news has been swiped. I heard that some organization wrote a joint report letter and uploaded it to Dean Yun. Got arranged the biggest. I was still on the short video platform, and I saw someone recording a video and reporting it. I will definitely not play games tomorrow, to be honest, plus my undergraduate time. This is the first time I have encountered such frequent incidents in the past few years in Huaking. Look at me drifting. There were 3 sensational events on campus in 2 days. By the way, I asked my roommate yesterday, who was going to be an assistant to a graduate student. I asked him what he thought about this. Guess what he said? Ordinary people will support reporting, isn't he? Look at me drifting. Really not, he just said. A bunch of clowns, wait for sanctions. Got arranged the most. 666, is he acting stupid as an assistant? Look at me drifting, probably not. When I woke up today, I found that he was gone. I have never seen him do an experiment so early. I guess he was stimulated by something after watching for a few minutes. Xu Teng understood some people don't know where they got the screenshots of the chat records, and they are accompanied by a series of investigations to prove that they have a black box operation to enter Huaking University and go to graduate school. A2 level university can do anything, even a graduation thesis can't be found. Fortunately, my family doesn't surf the internet very often and doesn't know everything that happens on the internet. Otherwise, the parents will definitely call and ask. Xu Teng ate the steamed buns leisurely, feeling restless, and even wanted to laugh a little. The reason why the paper is blocked is because the theoretical knowledge behind it is too amazing. What is classified is not something you can find if you want. As for not finding the name, that is because Xu Teng did not comment through the normal way, but a special move at another level. This special move also has a certain degree of confidentiality. How could it possibly appear on the official website? Xu Teng really doesn't care about these rumors, has no thoughts, and wastes time. Even senior brother Yoon said that he would handle it, so he would just leave everything to him after breakfast. Xu Teng walked towards the laboratory again. The output at can control the energy has been solved, and the next step is to test the performance under various environmental conditions feature. The news spread on the internet has always been the fastest. Many people have seen videos of whistleblowers reporting Xu Teng anonymously when they were browsing short videos. My god, I can't be in Bungbu. Do top universities do this kind of thing? The academic atmosphere has been agreed. How come it has become a place for money to clear the way? Fortunately, I didn't sign up for the Huaking University exam, otherwise I would have gone there. Upstairs, after you sign up, you can live the same. Manual doghead. I'm a little curious. There is no such person in the official admission list. Why they can kill someone must be in Huaking University. There is a record of entering and leaving the library, but I am even more puzzled that I know so much and the news spreads so quickly. It seems that someone is deliberately trying to get Xu Teng. Classic victim psychology. All the evidence has come out. If you don't recognize it, the white dog will die. The official account of Huaking University has also begun to be watched on the short video platform. What kind of spicy chicken school? Fortunately I didn't apply for it. My dad said, give me 1 million, I want to ask if I can report to your school. Hands funny. Hey, even you have become like this. On the other side, Dean Yoon was holding an emergency meeting. A group of teachers were called in for a meeting early in the morning, which was unprecedented. The key is that at the meeting, Yoon Sheng had a gloomy face, and everyone didn't dare to let out the air for a fear of being accidentally implicated. The official account needs a certificate, and the major groups also urgently issue documents. The documents emphasize that we will take this matter seriously. The fat teacher with a round face and red cheeks echoed, yes, we will definitely deal with this kind of students who go through the back door seriously. Before he could finish speaking, Yoon Sheng glared over. Who told you that he came in through the back door? What? I'll tell you all about it. I can't say much, but I can still say less. Xu Teng was specially recruited through special circumstances, and there is a reason why the paper was hidden. This time, we are cracking down on the rumor mongers behind. Although I don't know where they got the news, I can tell you that if it's dealt with seriously, it's not as simple as dropping out of school. Old man present. All the teachers were stunned. You heard right. This means that what is said on the internet is the real situation, but the reason is completely different from what they thought, not because of going backstage, but because of, stop, can't think anymore. Such people are often not objects of curiosity, and if they are not careful, they may step on an inexplicable red line in the end. I offended those who shouldn't be offended. The meeting ended here, and everyone came out with different thoughts. Yoon Sheng didn't seem to say anything, but it seemed that everything had already been said at this time. The official account is releasing a message at the same time. Recently, we have received the reported documents. The school attaches great importance to it and immediately launched an investigation. We will definitely deal with it seriously and give everyone a satisfactory answer. As soon as the official released the news, Zhu Yong released the announcement to Li Guangde. Li Guangde opened it and looked at it carefully, the standard red-headed document and the red-headed seal. Brother Li, everything is going well. The official documents are out, and a notification will definitely be issued immediately. Haha, Xu Teng doesn't have to run now. I'm still curious, how did Brother Li get provoked by him? Oh, I'm not used to seeing him. When I was in high school, I was a nerd who could only read. Later, I failed the college entrance examination and went to 2 books. As a result, I'm still pretending, and I'm very upset. That's what he deserves, and he can't show off in front of Li Jet. What is this? Li Guangde was licked very comfortably. You have a new transfer. As soon as it was sent, Zhu Yong immediately clicked to receive it. You have received 10,000 yuan. Hey, this time is still a little less than the last time. Pen Fund Library, but it's okay. After all, it's fine to just stare at the official documents, and it doesn't cost anything. Xu Yuang sighed. It is getting harder and harder to earn money that is taken advantage of. Brother Li, you are really generous. I knew there was absolutely nothing wrong with following Brother Li. Do it well, and there will be good things in the future, and I will never forget you. Sure, when the official document came out, all the comments were one-sided. Fuck, no, someone really went in through the back door. Cut. I knew it was a spicy chicken school. Upstairs, it's really floating, but I don't regret it anymore. It turned out that I couldn't get in because the relationship was not in place. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.